Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo. You may notice something different. The big thing is my hair is blue. I wanted to have blue hair for Pride. It's wet right now, so it should lighten up a bit, but it's not that wet, so I think we might be getting something similar to this. Um, it's not my favorite hair color I've ever had. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't know if blue is my color. And I didn't put any products in it because I'm gonna lay some pieces of hair in it to get the I'm going for like some trans pride vibes, so we're gonna put some pink and some white in it, hopefully. But blue hair is here for at least a little bit. Took a while to get to the blue. Had to get a lot of the green out. Took a lot. Did more to my hair than I normally do, so I'm just hoping that it's healthy. Hey Shell, welcome in. Oh, Gage says hello. Well, I say hello to Gage. I hope they are doing very well. So I am working on my Pride top. I need to make some progress on this. Actually, I need to be done with this as soon as possible because Pride is Saturday and your boy has to have something to wear. Now, granted, do I have a million t-shirts and that would be totally appropriate for Pride? Do I have other crocheted items that I've worn before? Yes, 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 yes. Does that mean I'm not going to try to make something brand new? No, of course that doesn't. It doesn't mean shit. So I'm working on my Pride top. It's. I hate making garments because when you like, I know I'm not small. I'm the border of a blanket. Ooh, I would love to see the blanket. And Nightbot apparently is already on that shit. Um, but I would love to see your blanket and see the border. I don't know what it is about blankets specifically, but I hate making blankets, but I love the details in the borders of blankets. I don't know if that's a weird thing or not, but I think you can really change the personality of a blanket by changing the border. And I kind of like, granted, I only make baby blankets if I do make a blanket now, but but I just like I just do scallops because I think scallops always look nice, but I would love to see a different border. Unless you're doing scallops, and I'd love to see your scallops. But let's just see what we have here. But whenever you make a garment, it just makes I just feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, am I this size? Is this what is happening right now? So right now I have, and granted now, so I did not do a gauge, and I'm not talking about your gauge. I'm talking about the gauge of the clothing item that I made. Now, um, I changed some things and adjusted the size and hoped for the best because I wasn't about to do a gauge swatch. That's just not me. But the pattern that I did, so I got the pattern from a Etsy seller called MFTI. It stands for something. I don't remember. It's long. I don't remember things like that. But the pattern is called Headspace. Uh, Hold on one second. Let me just see if I can pull up the pattern for you if you are interested in the pattern itself. Now, it does look quite a bit different for um, me for a number of reasons. But I am wearing my black binder underneath, so I wanted to do rainbow. This inspired me to dye my own yarn and all that stuff. And and all of that. So it looks a little cluttered, but I'm hoping that I can make some changes and make it my own. But when they did this pattern, they did it with a 3-weight yarn and they did it with a 4mm hook. So to try to accommodate that, I did and if you're going to click the pattern, make sure you include that little question mark at the end. For some reason, whenever I post a link, it doesn't include the question mark as part of the link, which I find very annoying, but it's important for the link itself, as far as I know. So, but yeah, so I used a 4-weight yarn and I used a 3.5mm hook. I don't think the sizing is right, but I tried to accommodate it by going down a size and making some changes. But whenever I like make a piece, like a garment, just looking at how freaking big it is, and this is sewing, this is crochet, this is whatever. I'm always like, oh my gosh, and then it fits, and I'm like, that's rude, but okay, how dare you fit? Half doubles because of the waves of the blanket. I will do 2 to 3 inches of the lilac, then a row of soft purple, a row of the cream, a row of the purple, and 2 to 3 inches of lilac. That sounds wonderful. I love like creams and purples together. They just look so magical. So I can't wait to see um, that. Okay, kids, what you doing over here? I know you can't really get to me because I have a lot of yarn on the floor because Daddy's organizing. But you're gonna walk right over it. Okay, Riker wants to be part of the party, so here's Riker. He is a puppy dog. In fact, one of my first ever blanket that I attempted to make, which I still have as a whip from when I was knitting, is a different shades of purple and cream blanket. So that is definitely something that I love the look of. Love the look. So this thing is ginormous. Okay, let me see where this is all coming from. Let me finish this row. Okay, it came out. And then if I have to add some more later, I think it should be good, but things always, sometimes you make things you think they're going to be long enough, and then they're not, and you're like, okay, well, cool. So, but that sounds wonderful. Okay, you sent me a text. Ooh, I love those colors. Ooh, the stitch work. Shell, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. The texture is gorgeous. It looks like a fluffy cloud. Um, so if you don't, so Nightbot just dropped a coupon code. So if you have heard of the Volare pillow, it's taken the crochet world by storm. It was inspired by the Boppy pillow. It's made by the company that makes them. But it was specifically made for gamers, but a lot of people who crochet like it, or people who read and hold their books. That's Big Twist. Oh, it looks wonderful. That is amazing. I love the colors. It looks great. Beautiful work. Gorgeous. Um, also, you texted me that you missed me a while ago, and I missed it. I'm very sorry. I miss you too. But so the Volare pillow is more expensive. It's not that much more expensive than if you bought a brand new Boppy pillow. A Boppy pillow is used for like to sit up infants and also for nursing folks. And so they kind of took that idea and made it something specific for people who hold their hands up like this, like crocheters. And so if you have been interested in that ergonomic pillow and you would like to use the coupon code, I just Googled Volare ergonomic pillow coupon code. I found this at some yarn shop online and I used it. I got 15% off. So I just wanted to share it. This is no pressure. I don't get anything. The store might get something. I don't know. I haven't contacted them. They just had the code and I used it. I didn't really think things through a lot, which I know might surprise you because I'm constantly thinking things through. But if you did want to use that code, you're welcome to. If you don't want to use the code, you don't think the pillow is worth it, you don't want the pillow, I do not care. I can't express enough how little I care whether or not you use the code. I just wanted to provide it in case you wanted the pillow and you wanted to save money, like myself. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the other sleeve. So I have the front and back. Hello, Zach. I still have to watch your video that you did earlier about your birthday. I have not watched that yet, but I was getting a massage, which was pretty cool. I basically told, so the massage therapist, I got a guy and he was doing fairly light pressure, and I was like, hey, I'm in a lot of discomfort. My shoulders are really tight. My neck is really tight. My lower back. I'm like, I didn't tell them, but like I sit all day and I crochet and I sit on the computer. So I was like, these things are really tight. Can you so happy. I honestly, I should feel ashamed. I shouldn't shop like that. That's me. With the amount of money that I have in my bank account, I should feel ashamed and I should not shop like that. But I did the thing. Okay, yes, but thank you for telling me I don't need to feel ashamed. But I need to personally assign shame to myself. Otherwise, I'll shop like that all the time. And can you get more homeless? I don't know. Anyways, so I'm gonna work on the other sleeve, and I'm going to work on the other sleeve. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the link. If anyone wants to come up, please don't feel pressure to come up. Doing it once in a while is perfectly okay. True, and I've been really good about not yarn shopping and not spending excess money and being impulsive all the time. Buy a pair of shorts for $10. Exactly. Like I don't buy. I really have had to dial back a lot of my impulsive spending because that's part of my ADHD plus my bipolar. So I've had to dial a lot of that back because I was doing really bad there for a while, and I've been pretty good, but I just couldn't. It was good sales, and a sale is what always gets me. Even if it's something I don't need, if it's on sale, I'm like, yeah. But if you want to come up, feel free. As long as you are not a dick. Do you have to get dressed? Only by YouTube standards. Um, if you are like sitting at a desk or a table like I am, who is going to know that you don't have pants on? Who knows if I have pants on now? Actually, everybody knows. Everybody knows I don't wear pants in these videos. I'm literally just in boxers. But as long as it's YouTube appropriate, I'm down to clown. Um, so yeah, I like this. Also, this background's so pretty, and it's not the full rainbow. It's kind of like bisexual colors, but that's cool too. I'm not bi, but some people are. I'm pan. I like to say we're next door neighbors. Yeah, I just dyed it blue. It's still a little damp, so it's a little bit darker than it will be, but um Shell, am I mistaken that you didn't you have this color? I know Froggy does blue, but Froggy's blue is different. Um, I wear boy shorts. Yeah. Hey, you do you. Honestly, go for it. Um, you know. Uh, yeah. Oh my gosh, Nightbot is. Sometimes Nightbot just does it. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand why or when. I added a couple things to it, and you're gonna see all of them in the first 5 minutes. Okay. I don't know why it asks for a timer if it's not gonna even consider that, but whatever. Two, four. Let me make sure that I can see. So they just changed the restream um, thing. So if you have come up and I'm not. No, okay. Okay, we're back. um, Oh, Daniel. Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't confuse you with Daniel. I do know that Daniel had a blue, and I did. I mean, I forgot about it, but yeah, Daniel had blue. But because you're a natural like redhead, right? Or you do dye your hair red. It's been so long since I've seen you. It's been too long. So if you do want to come up and work on your blanket or just chit chat, please feel free. If you do not want to come up, that's fine too. As I'm gonna start clicking some buttons to see if okay, so I can click people there. Oh god. Yeah, restream's changing and up on me, so if you come up and I don't see you, okay, people right there. Oh,
Hello.
red hair.
My hair is naturally brown,
Uh-huh.
but I dye it red.
Very nice,
So
very nice.
let me see
It
here.
looks that color looks so nice on you. It's
Thank
so
you.
flattering to you.
I'm trying to make this bigger. Let's see.
Do you want me to make you bigger?
Well, no, not me bigger. Where I'm at, because I can see where I'm by myself. I don't know if this is a restream thing or what. I've got three different sections instead of just the two of us on the screen.
Interesting.
And
And
I'm on an iPad, so
oh, okay, yeah, no,
let
I
me
can't
see
help
some.
you.
Oh, that.
Well, there she goes. And then I can turn the chat overlay on if you can't see the chat. I don't know if that is one of the problems.
Well, see, I
Um,
can see the chat,
okay.
and I don't. It doesn't matter to me whether I see it or not, but it's okay. My thing is, unless you have a big screen, you might not be able to see the blanket. I don't know, but it's gigantic.
Wow.
It
One,
is
that is
six,
gigantic.
little over 6 feet by almost 8 feet.
That is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
I'm looking for where I stopped, where my stitch marker is. There we go. But yeah, I just had it folded up, so it's huge.
Hmm. That is a big one for sure.
But believe it or not, this is Big Twist.
The value?
Yeah, the Big Twist yarn, the
It
value
looks
yarn.
incredible.
That's what it is. And I made Gage's stained glass window blanket out of it. Also,
I really like Big Twist value, and
I do too.
I think the quality's actually perhaps gotten better.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a lilac.
so pretty.
And then the soft purple's just like 2 shades lighter.
My dog is squeaking, if you're wondering what's happening.
Yeah, I can hear that.
I'm not squeaking myself, but
Well, my dog's probably squeaking too, but she's out in the living room. So, I wanted to do a simple border because of the waves in the actual blanket. I didn't want to detract from that by having a fancy border.
hmm,
But I am going to put the rows of the other colors in just to tie it all together.
it is incredible. Yeah. So you said so. What do you know the name of the stitch or?
It's the wave stitch that Bag O'Day put a blanket on.
Okay.
Okay, you do your chain, and then it's I can't remember. It's something plus two, I think it is. You put two double crochets in the first stitch,
Hmm.
and then you crochet the next three together with double. Double crochet the next three together, and then in the fourth one you put three,
Okay.
and that's the repeat. And then when you get to the end, it's two double crochets in the last stitch, and you flip, and that's all you do is repeat back and forth until you're done. And where you have the three together, and then the three together, and then the three in the middle, and that's what makes the wave.
I love that.
And real simple. She did it with an ombre yarn, and it was beautiful.
I don't think I've ever seen something that she did, and I'm like, nah, that's kind of
Right, exactly.
she works magic. It's awesome to see. But
And I agree with
the
you.
speed at which she pumps out videos is insane.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, I like, I'll see something and I'll be like, ooh, I want to make that. And then I'll try to find it again. And it's like, oh, that was 5 months ago. You know?
Right. Well, I'll show you something else I'm working on too. And it's also her pattern.
Hmm.
It is a 3D scarf.
Ooh, a 3D scarf. Say less.
And I'm using this with a 3 weight from Hobby, 3 weight Universe XL.
Hmm. Ooh, I've been wanting to try that. I can
Oh,
see it a little bit. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh
Can you see the 3D?
I'm just like licking it through the screen. Don't let me.
Okay, and how you do that is it's a single crochet to start, well, or is it a triple? It's 3 crochet. No, it's a single. I'm sorry. But what you do is when you go into to make the 3D, you've got a chain of 4, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You flip it over and you do a backward back post crochet. That's the only way I can explain it to you.
Okay. So you're
Through
gonna go
that
in from like
4th
that way.
stitch. So instead of going from right to left through the back of the post, you
Mm-hmm.
go from left to right through the back of the post.
Oh,
And that makes it fold, and that's what gives you that 3D effect.
ooh, very stretchy too.
Yeah, it's very stretchy.
Yeah, I find that anything that's like backwards, because I have tendonitis in my wrist, hurts my wrists so much. Like,
Uh-huh.
I think the last backward stitch I did, and it's been a long time, but it was like the reverse single crochet, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Fuck this noise!" Like it
Oh
hurts
no, I
so
have to
bad.
stop. I have to stop. But I don't know if you can see this yarn. It has pink sparkles in it.
Ooh, you had me at sparkles. Oh, because it's the universe. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's pink.
Oh,
This is the
so cute.
colorway. I don't know if it's going to tell me what the actual colorway is or just the number. Color 35.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pink and cream and gray and black.
Ooh.
So yeah, I've been working on that for a while because I know I have to put it down. So
Yeah. I do want to address something that Zach said. So Zach said Bag a Day even makes patterns that I could follow, but I haven't done one yet. And that is a great point, Zach. Bag a
yeah,
Day
it is.
in particular, but many other crocheters as well, are so good at explaining their stitches, and
Yes.
to all people of all skill levels, that yes, absolutely. Because at first when I read it, I thought that you were saying that you couldn't do it, and I was going to correct you, but you're absolutely right. You could do a lot of Bag a Day's patterns, because she's so great at explaining it. um, uh, Apparently I'm on the Bag a Day fan club,
Oh
but
well, so am
everybody
I.
knows that. But yes, she's great at explaining things, and we all love her. So, um,
Well, a lot of what I do is based on her patterns. I think everybody at FedEx has a hat that I've made,
mhm,
and well, not everybody, but everybody in my station, and I generally use her patterns.
so good. And there's just so many. She
Mm-hmm.
posted something, like I said, I think it was like maybe 6 days ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? It could have been 5 months ago. But she posted a video of her. I think she was doing an unboxing of some kind of yarn, and she was wearing a crocheted top that she had made,
Right.
and it was so gorgeous. And then she's like, I also included notes for like changing the neckline, changing the sleeves, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was so beautiful. I thought it looked so nice. So I've been obsessed with that ever since. And I'm like, I did put in my watch later, so hopefully I can find it. I
Well,
mean,
I actually, the cardigan she made with the red and black wool from that she bought in England.
I
And
don't
this is like
remember that one.
maybe 2 years ago, maybe
Oh,
three
then
years
hell
ago.
no, I won't ever remember that.
Well, it's a cardigan with pockets.
Love lots
And I bought the pattern and I'm going to make it in latte cakes in Earl Grey.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Well, I made a wrap in latte cakes too, and I absolutely love it.
I have never used the latte cakes. They're gorgeous. Um,
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, when I went to Michael's, you said I shouldn't be embarrassed. I'm glad that I didn't buy more Caron cakes, because
Uh-huh.
first of all, they would have been fairly expensive. Just like they did have a coupon for like 25 or 30% off, but
Right.
that's as good as it got, which is still decent, but it's still quite a bit of money relative to a lot of other things on the market. Because they
Right.
had their anniversary cakes out. They had They had all of the colors of the cloud cakes out. They had their cotton cakes. Um,
Right.
they also updated the colors of the cinnamon swirl cakes. And I was
Right.
like, the cinnamon swirl cakes almost pushed me over the edge. I was like,
Hmm.
holy crap, these are so beautiful. Like, they were just like, there were sections that were solid, there were sections that were like marled. I was obsessed with it.
Hmm. Well, their latte cakes they did away with, and now they have the same thing. I can't remember what they're called. Starts with a C, but Colorama, I think maybe. Those are the latte cakes now, and they have less yardage,
Really?
and they're different colors, but it's basically the same thing.
Hmm.
Well, I got all of mine discount because it was discontinued. I only paid $4.99 a skein for them.
Very
And
nice.
that's how I buy my any care on cakes at all. It's got to be on sale, like you said. It's got to be at least half off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I prefer
I do wish that I just don't love a lot of the colors that they come out with so many of the
right,
cakes that it's pretty easy for me to resist buying a lot of them. But
right.
occasionally they come out with one and I'm like, I can't resist anymore. It's too
Well,
good.
and I prefer the cookie cakes from Hobby. And you know that blanket that you love? That's cookie yarn. And if you'll hold on, I'll show you what I have in the cookie cakes.
Ooh, please do. Show me all
Yes,
the
they're right over
things.
here.
Show me all the things and tell me I'm not allowed to buy them.
Well, you're not allowed to buy them. I'll buy them and send them to you. Now, see, I'm a sucker for tweed. I love tweed, and I
Yeah.
will buy tweed whether I need it or not.
Hmm. I was that way for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so give me a
Now
minute.
it's tethered.
You can
Anything
still
tethered, I'm
talk.
just
I'm
okay with.
just in his room. Or Zach can say something, you know.
Zach, you're allowed to say something now.
Now, I am going to show you a Lion Brand mandala that I bought and the way
Ooh.
that I bought it because I didn't know they had them like this. I got to move this over so I can get in the bed without flashing you because I don't have pants on either
Yep.
because
We're no
I don't
pants
wear them.
party.
But I got a robot shirt on
Ooh.
from when we did robotics.
That's like one of the coolest things that you did robotics. I've always
Oh, I
that
love
practice just
mentoring
like so
robotics.
cool to me.
Okay, well, this is the mandala I bought. I bought two of them. You see how big it is?
It's huge. I didn't know they came that
I
big.
bought it online. Okay. It has, and I bought it from Joann's.
Wow.
It has 1,181 yards. I bought two of them to make gauge a blanket with.
What's the weight on them?
It is a three weight. It's 300 grams.
No wonder it's so huge.
Yeah, it's a three
A
weight.
thousand yards of three weight. Oh my
Yeah, so
god.
I got two of them,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll make a blanket for Gabe. You know, like a lap blanket. Well, actually, a little bit bigger than a lap blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the color that I made your hat with, and I made the blanket with. It's called Bohemian.
Oh, gorgeous.
Okay. And then this is called Skyfall.
Oh,
Look at those
it's so
purples
pretty. Oh,
and the
it's so
blues.
pretty.
They have a green and purple called Chlorophyll.
Oh,
And then they have
that would
one
have gotten
called Candy that's just all different colors, and I love it.
me. Mm.
Like trying to get this, it's on a pillow, so it's not, it's lopsided. It's on one of the throw pillows that go on the bed. But I turned it on here so I could see Zach's comments too,
Mm-hmm.
or anybody else who comments.
Yep. We have
Zach,
some
you still
people in the
here?
house. Welcome in.
Let me see here. I'm gonna turn it down here because My chat wasn't. Oh, it's on top messages. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think it's updated since that.
Since Zach said something, and then I had a Nightbot, and that was it. But
Yep.
the chat on this side on my laptop is back to me where our Gage says hello.
Really?
You
Interesting.
know. Oh no, never mind. This goes the other way.
Okay.
No, I'm exactly where it is there, so we're good.
Okie dokie. Yeah, sometimes I've had quite a few instances of the chat not showing up, and then I'll open up another tab with YouTube, and the chat works just fine, but I
Right.
can't see it on Restream, and I'm like, what's
Well,
going
that's what I put it on my phone so I could make sure. So I'm sitting here doing my half doubles.
Hey, Lydia, welcome in.
There you go. Hello, Lydia.
Lydia, I will drop the link. If you want to come up, you're welcome to. If you don't, no pressure. I will try to see when you come in, if you come in, because Restream has changed. I guess they're doing like a new beta thing, and I don't quite know how to use it. If I'm being honest.
So my friend sat here and watched me crochet one night,
Mhm.
and he said, I could teach you to weld. He
Mm,
said, you have amazing hand control. I could teach you to weld.
that's cool.
I said, it's muscle memory.
Hmm. You probably could weld though. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously with practice, but I mean, I know when I was in community college, they had a welding program, and I knew a bunch of the people who were in the welding program. Um,
Right. Well, Jeremy took welding his senior year in high school
oh,
and loved it.
we got
And
someone
that's
else
what
in the
Rich did for a
building.
living,
Hi.
Lydia,
or still does for a living,
Lydia.
I should say. Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Lydia.
Hi. How's everybody tonight?
We are here.
We are
I'll
here
wait
and
for
we are
anyone else.
crocheting.
Shell is working on an incredible purple and cream blanket. It is gorgeous. And
Ooh.
what she doesn't know, and don't tell her, is that I'm planning on stealing it.
You'll have to go steal it off Rich's bed.
You don't know where I'm going to end up.
Well, I won't tell you where he lives. You'll never find him.
That's what you think.
He doesn't live in this state.
I have eyes and ears everywhere. Actually, I don't. I'm
I
going to be
know.
honest, I don't.
So
So
where are you from?
Well, I'm from Ohio, but I live in North Carolina. I live about an hour and a half away from Ian.
Okay.
If you are just coming in, Nightbot just dropped a coupon code for the Valari pillow that all the crocheters are ranting and raving about. They are super excited about it. It's kind of like a boppy pillow, but it's made specifically for gaming, but it's also great for crafting, reading, all this stuff. It's fairly pricey, but it's not that dissimilar from like a brand new boppy pillow, and this one has special features specifically made for people whose hands kind of are sitting up like this, like crocheters. So if you do want a coupon, or if you do want to get the pillow and you want to use the coupon code, there's a coupon code there. It's not my coupon code. I don't know the people whose code it is. I just Googled coupon code for this pillow and found that one. I used it for my own pillow and I got 15% off. So if you want that pillow and you want to save money, because, maybe you don't want to spend more money than you have to, you can use that. They might get something out of it. I sure as hell don't. I don't care if you use it or not. I just have to put it out there that it's not, I didn't do anything to earn this code and I get nothing from it. I'm just trying to pass on savings because I'm a cheap bitch.
So I see Restream is different now.
Yes, they did. They just did an update. You didn't have to adopt the update, but it's optional. So I did, and
Is
now
it a lot better for you
um,
now?
I'm still getting used to where things are. So better is maybe not the word. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
I
just
don't
in
know
different
why it's
places.
doing the back camera. You can see my cat.
Oh, hello, kitten. Gotta
That
watch where
is
that camera's
that's
pointed. We're gonna see you don't have
Carmen.
pants on.
That's Carmen.
Oh, Carmen.
She's sitting on my bed.
So, I don't, I know, Shell, you and I talked about the haul I did yesterday, but if you didn't see the haul, I don't like when things update. Yeah,
Oh,
most of the
Zach
time it's
said
annoying,
I
but
don't like when they things update. Yeah, I
Mhm.
seen they did a update because I seen them did a live about it, but
Yeah,
I
they restream updated.
restreamed updated their live
Right.
thing, and I'm like, but I've never been back over to my channel do restream live yet because I also do StreamYard,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like you know.
Yeah, when I was a co-host of a channel, we used StreamYard. That was seems so long ago.
it was a little while ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years and 11 months, or 2 years. Yeah, 2 years and 11 months ago.
Holy
So
shit!
Because my
you have
my
a
3 year
channel.
anniversary at FedEx is the end of July.
That
So
is
you have a channel now.
No, well, I have a channel, but just I have a channel just to be out there. I have one short on it for a cup that somebody made me. I don't want subs. I don't need subs. I'm not a content creator. I used to be the co-host of Froggy One and Nitty. And then
Okay.
my job prevented me from doing that. So I had to give it
Okay.
up. So what'd you say? What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
I
So
said
yeah,
I did not
so
know you had that channel until now.
yeah, well, Froggy One and Knitting was not my channel. It's Jennifer's channel, but I would co-host for her. She is legally blind, and back before she got a huge TV where she could read the chat, I would read the chat to her, and we
Okay.
would co-host. Now the one video we had that got the greatest views, and it's really a good informative video, if you don't mind me saying this, Ian, is called "Wait a Cotton Picking Minute, It's Fat Tuesday." And in that video, in that live stream, we discussed different makes of cotton, and we broke them down by cost and by softness and if it would fade or not. And believe it or not, the cotton that is the best value, if it's not on sale, is Dishy, because Dishy is twice the amount of any other cotton ball. Instead of 107 to 121, it has 240 yards.
Oh wow.
So it's well worth it. It does not fade, it does not stretch, it does not shrink.
now Dishy is Hobby Lobby brand in my
No, Dishy
okay.
is We Crochet slash Nitpicks.
Nitpicks. Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
I've
the
seen it,
Hobby
but I
Lobby
don't know
brand came
where.
in second. It actually came in second. Um, and then the cotton from Joann's is third. Well, they're really tied for second. Okay.
Hmm.
And then Walmart, what came in dead last is the peaches and cream slash sugar and cream, because they are not soft at all. They fade like crazy, and they're not really cheap.
No.
Premier
Now
Cotton came in pretty high.
for this, so I did dye peaches and cream for this, but I used the white cotton and dyed it myself. So
And that's different
it's
because
different, yeah. But
that's what it
you are
is, because the
absolutely right.
dye is what makes it so stiff.
Yeah.
For instance, there's nothing wrong with Red Heart. Nothing. I can't use it because the dye makes my hands bleed.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah,
the dye is so rough and the yarn is so rough that my hands will bleed.
yes, absolutely.
I
Oh,
cannot
wow.
use Red Heart. There's nothing wrong with it, but I can use Joann's Big Twist like nobody's business.
Hmm.
I can Premier
It's a
Basic. I
thousand
can
times
use.
softer than big. Like I remember when I first started, and my hands were a lot more sensitive, I guess, to
Mm-hmm.
different fibers. And I remember people being like, "Red Heart, use it. It'll soften up in the wash." And I'm like, "How do I get it to a point where I can wash it? Because it hurts so bad." Now,
But
now that I have calloused, big old man hands, apparently I can use Red Heart Super Saver. Not to, I can use it without a problem, but without fail, if like when I go in store, it's usually a lot softer,
mm-hmm.
but if I order it online, it's always the roughest, toughest Brillo pad, like
Mm-hmm.
yarn that I could ever find. Um, I actually had some Mexicana, which is the rainbow one, and I
Uh-huh.
love that yarn. I always have a full skein at least on standby because I use it for everything. And I somehow got, usually it's not a problem, still kind of rough, but whatever. But this one I have, it has like, it's not the dye that's left over. It almost is like it had like an adhesive on it or like a sealant on
Huh.
the dye or something. It literally is like, it feels kind of like there was like a little bit of glue on it and it dried, but it's on the whole, like on every strand on in the whole, like
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
it hurts. so so I put some of my bats, like this bat is double stranded with bat Mexicana because I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
putting that on my body. Like I don't care how much I wash it, it's never gonna feel good to
Right.
have it on my body. So I'll stick it to a wall. I don't care. But
Okay, well, when my mother passed away, my mother's been gone for, let me think, how long? Oh gosh, 20 years.
mhm,
It'll be 20 years this October.
wow.
I got a shawl, pocket shawl that a friend of hers made,
Hmm.
and I know that Red Heart will soften up. Okay, this is a like tan and cream variegated.
Hmm.
I cannot tell you how many times that thing has been washed, and it will not soften up.
Hmm.
It is. I can't wear it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. And I'm telling you, compared to the throw that or the shawl that I made with the latte cake, that thing's like wearing just butter. It's so soft,
Mm-hmm.
so smooth. I know I don't like this, but this is what the stitch I'm going to use for that mandala that I showed you, and you didn't see it, Lydia.
Look how
This is
big
the
that is.
mandala.
Wow.
It's 1,181 yards. I ordered it online from Joann's. But this is what it'll look like when it's done, because this is also done in mandala.
Oh, it's
And
so
this
pretty.
is a V-stitch blanket. I don't know if you can see
I see it.
Is the V stitch? V
it's a
stitch isn't the knit
V-stitch.
stitch, right?
Huh?
The V
I'm
stitch
sorry.
is not the knit stitch, right?
Well, on this one, the V-stitch is you do a half double,
Hmm.
then you do a V, but you do it with two, a chain and two, and then you do another half double.
Oh, yeah, I know what a V stitch is. I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, where it makes a V.
yeah, and it's nice and like it's got like a nice airiness to it,
Yeah, and it
and
makes
it's so fast.
well, this one made can you see the little scallop?
Wow, it made that naturally.
It made the scallop. That's
Wow.
actually this is the beginning chain right here. This is upside down. That's the beginning chain. And
Whoa.
it's upside down V stitch because it's really like this and it's upside down.
Whoa, that's pretty.
And I got that upside down V stitch from somebody that I can watch, but I have to turn the sound down because her voice drives me totally insane. And it is not Jada in Stitches.
I didn't know if Jada and Stitches had a voice that was hard to listen to.
It doesn't
Um,
drive me insane, but I know somebody it does. But no, it's not that. And the reason I won't say who it is because I have too much respect for them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hi,
the reason
China.
it drives me insane is that she talks down to everybody like they're 5 years old.
oh, I don't like that.
And I have a problem with it that.
I watch a lot of my videos on closed captioning because I multitask a lot,
Right.
or especially like if I'm trying to stream and I'm trying to work a pattern that has a video on it.
Hello,
I
Crochet Queen. Sorry.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah, that's
China.
China. Um, the Crochet Queen.
Yes.
But but I so often I am using closed captioning on my video, like when I watch videos. It just makes such a big difference. Um,
Right. And
and
it does.
yeah, so yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, everyone's got their reasons for consuming any type of content that they want. I know some
Yeah.
people can't even like watch video tutorials. They're hard for them to follow, so they need a written pattern. Some
Right.
people don't know how to read patterns, so they need to watch a video or something like that.
I
We all
used
have
to
different ways of
watch.
learning,
I
and the
used to.
fact.
Yep. I used to watch back in the day when I first
Mhm.
started crocheting.
Oh, I watch her a lot.
Yeah, I want to watch her more, but I can't keep up. I'm too
I
slow.
know.
She
Right.
posts too many videos.
Now, it's funny is that when I crochet and then I watch fiber spider crochet, okay? We crochet the same way. That death grip on the hook, everything the same way. Hold it the same way in this hand, everything. It's like my watching myself crochet.
That is an insane compliment to how you crochet if you
Mm-hmm.
crochet like Fiber Spider. Because
And
Fiber
I,
Spider, this is how like I see him crochet. It's just like done. Magic.
yeah,
It's just like I love, like there are some people who it doesn't matter what they're making, you just watch them make something and it's just
mm-hmm.
magical. And like I've always thought that he just had like a magic quality about him that was just so fun to watch. He's so great at explaining.
Oh, he is.
I'm
And I did
I haven't
his.
kept up with a lot of his videos. It's so hard to there's so many amazing crocheters and crafters on YouTube and everywhere. How does everyone keep up? I just don't know. When people are like,
I don't
"Oh, did you
know.
see this
I
person's
really
video?"
don't
I'm like,
know.
"No, of course not. How could I? I want to, but I just can't."
But I made Craig's. That's fiber spider's name, Craig. I made his granny shawl
I
where
did not
you
know
do
that.
a chain
What
and
his
then
name
it's
was.
like a row of chains and a row of granny. So and that's how it's not really chains, but so basically it's the granny stitch all the way, and
Mhm,
it's beautiful.
mhm.
It is beautiful. I love it,
Yeah,
and it's the first thing ever color controlled.
very nice.
Yeah, I have to hang in my closet because that's mine. And I used one of his patterns to make Gage's shawl that is in the scarfy in the pink and black.
Very nice.
It is beautiful.
Scarfy is one of those yarns that I just never really. I think maybe I tried it before I'd only used acrylic up to that point, so using a wool, and using something that was really difficult to frog for me was so
Right.
discouraging that honestly, I have like a little bit of Scarfy that I've had pretty much the entire time I've knit and crocheted,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't touch it. I don't have that much of it, but everyone loved it, so I got it, and it crushed my spirit.
So is the
Well,
scarfy yarn has holes in it?
Scarfing yarn?
Yeah.
So Scarfy yarn is, I believe, a wool acrylic mix. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shell.
No, it is.
And it is. I'll go grab some.
Okay.
Don't look at my underwear.
Well, do you know how to tell the difference between wool and acrylic, or cotton and acrylic?
Yeah.
And yeah, well, acrylic will melt. Everything else will burn.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is
This
a
is
ball
Scarfy.
of Scarfy. They also make Scarfy Light, which I
It's
believe
roving too, isn't it?
it is roving.
Yeah.
Yes.
But see, I love a roving yarn. Cookie
Oh,
is roving.
I do. I love roving, and clearly you can tell by my haul yesterday that I'm obsessed with roving.
Uh-huh.
Roving goes from thick to thin, and if it's spun at all, it's spun very loosely. So Scarfy, the great thing about them is the way that they do. They were kind of, at least in my experience, they were the first yarn I was exposed to that did a really nice color gradient. So
Right.
it melts into the other color. Everyone loved this yarn. I know a lot of people who still swear by this yarn. So this is from Lion Brand. You can make a scarf using just one skein. Um,
Right.
is kind of what the name comes from. So it's 150 grams or 312 yards. It's 78% acrylic and 22% wool. It's a 5-weight bulky, but it is roving, so it kind of revolves around a 5-weight, but some points are closer to a 4. Um, and machine wash cool, lay flat to dry. This is the color cranberry and black. A lot of the colors have black and then another color, but there are different scarfy colors. It's if you've never touched wool before, it feels kind of scratchy, but it's not that scratchy for wool. But
Not really.
when you're not used to it, you're like, what is this Brillo pad stuff that I'm using? My
I
cat is
find it much
side
easier
of
to
me, like,
use
this
than
better not, and he's being such a dick about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
what's the stuff you make scrubbing pads with?
like steel wool.
No, the yarn.
The scrub.
Like
Yeah.
The
Give me.
scrubby, it's like Red Heart or whatever, and
I
it's
was sure use what I have. Give me a minute.
it's crap. I can't think of it, but it's the yarn you can make scrubbies with.
yes,
The I don't know if it's Red Heart or what it is. I do not like it
I
because
don't know one
it will
person who does.
knots. It knots so easily.
I don't know one person who likes it. It knots easily. It feels terrible on your fingers,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it is the yarn that I have never seen go away, and I don't
Oh
think
no,
we'll
and
ever
it
see it
won't.
go away. And I'm
And
like,
it
who's
won't.
using it? I've never seen anybody use this
Now,
yarn.
Mary Maxim has something similar to it that won't make you bleed.
Are you
Not
talking
that.
about?
Not that.
No.
Not that. It is not Hobby Lobby. Okay.
Yeah,
I
the Hobby
use, and
Lobby
I
one
know
is
you don't
softer.
shop at Hobby Lobby, and I understand why. I don't have an issue with that. But I use the Hobby Lobby scrubby yarn because it's a tube yarn. It is
Oh,
fantastic.
I know what you're talking about.
It is fantastic to use.
Yep.
It scrubs like crazy,
Mhm.
and it I like it if it hoop, when you do it tight, so where it's a circle, but it'll kind of hoop up so it protects your fingers when you're scrubbing.
Mhm.
And that tube yarn does that. So
Yeah.
your fingers are protected. Now, the only thing I will use, like the Mary Maxim or the other one, where it's that kind of, I don't want to say it's lacy, but that kind of scrubby stuff,
Mhm.
is that I will make a dishcloth. 2/3 of it will be cotton, and 1/3 of it will be that scrubby.
Mhm.
And then I will fold it over and sew it together so you have a scrubby sponge. One side is the dishcloth, the other side is the sponge.
So a yarn that I really liked working with, I didn't finish making anything with it, so
Uh-huh.
I can attest to its cleaning power, although I do believe that just based on its structure would be really good, but I
Uh-huh.
don't feel like it just got any love. was the Stitch Soak and Scrub.
Now,
Um,
see, I've never seen that one.
yeah, so it kind of came and went, and nobody really talked about it.
Huh.
Um, and I feel like they discontinued it. It was from Lion Brand, so that's
Okay,
fine.
then it sounds like they did.
But I'll pull it up. It's chain spun plastic.
Now, I like chain spun.
Oh, I love chain spun.
Now,
It's I found it very easy to work with. The
mhm.
only problem I had with it was that my cat has pica,
Yeah,
and he really wanted to eat it.
yeah, that's a problem. Now,
Yeah,
I make a lot of dishcloths.
yeah.
I actually use the Suzette stitch because then it's pebbled. Also, it's called the lemon peel, the Suzette, the moss stitch. The only difference between a moss stitch and a Suzette is that on your very last stitch, it's one double crochet instead of two, or excuse me, it's a single crochet instead of a double. That's it. But that cloth is pebbled,
Do you use this
so
stuff?
it'll scrub. Yes, the tube yarn.
Yeah, the tube yarn I do like. I like that for the scrubbiness
I
of
love
it.
it for the scrubbies.
Yeah, it's that one is a total A plus for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I like that one, Lydia, and I like the color too. It's really nice.
Very
Um,
good.
Yes.
so it looks like the Stitch Soak and Scrub is still sold on the Lion Brand website and maybe some other
Okay.
places online.
Well,
So
I'll have
if
to
you
get some
ever
and try.
wanted to try it, it honestly, I used a clover hook with it. It was so easy to use. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
scratch up my fingers. I imagine that it would be amazing at cleaning dishes. Again, I cannot attest to this because I could not make a thing because my
Right.
cat was up here trying to
Trying to eat it.
crochet. And I was like, you need to stop because I'm not paying for your surgery to get this out of your stomach.
Right. Well, I only use um clover hooks.
I just got these from Hobby Lobby, and this tool, and you can make
Oh,
kitchen
that's it. That's it
scrubby.
right there.
Yeah, well, tulle is great tulle is fantastic to make scrubbies with.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's actually the yarn that Lion Brand.
Yep.
It says stitch soak scrub, right?
Yeah.
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 So that's chain spun
Have a
nylon.
good night, Jack.
Good night,
Sorry.
Zach.
Good night, Zach. But I loved working with it. It was so nice. It did not hurt. I just was like, this is it. This is the yarn. I found it. They had so many colors, which I thought was
Right.
really fun. And because it's nylon, you won't have any color fading or anything like that because it's dyed plastic.
I
Uh,
haven't tried this yet, so when I do, I show you.
yeah, yeah. Let me know. I literally have some light purple, but it's in my bathroom closet where my cat can't get to it, and I'm
Oh
like
yeah.
to get rid of it, but it has cat slobber on it, so I don't think I could give it to anybody at this point.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
You get to see my ceiling because I just knocked this over.
Well, there were things we could see for sure.
Ooh, pretty
Oh,
hat.
that's nice.
That's your hat.
Ooh,
That is your hat.
oh, it's so pretty. I love jewel tones.
Yep, that's your hat.
Oh,
It's all done. And when I come to Cary, when Jeremy and I engage and I decide we're going to Raleigh, we'll come see you.
mhm.
And you can have it. And yes, I keep knocking this over. Just make all of y'all drunk.
Oh yeah. I
Jill's
knew
drunk
what you.
again.
I knew what you was talking about, Ian. After you said that, and I'm like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm so glad you had it. Yeah, because you'll have to tell me how you like it. I used a 4 millimeter hook with that, and I thought that was a good size. But I'm just interested to see what other people do with it because I can't use it.
Well, I know Creative Grandma has a one where she uses tool and makes the round dish scrubbies.
Who's Creative
So
Grandma?
she is a person that has a YouTube channel.
She has a YouTube channel.
Is it just like at Creative Grandma?
It should just be Creative Grandma, yeah.
Yeah.
Can someone share her?
Yeah, give me a
Because
second here.
I just want to give credit where credit's due.
Well, I think
want
to
be able
share,
to...
you may have to give me a
You can make her a mod, Ian.
I don't know how to do that in Restream.
You have, you don't have YouTube open, don't you?
Yeah, you have to have YouTube open to do that.
You have your YouTube open.
Oh, you're making me do work. I just wanted to come on and make stuff and not have any.
I love you too.
I'm kidding, of course.
I know that. Let me see here. There she is.
Okay, I have 2 channels. I gotta switch my account. I gotta go to the studio. I figure out where the moderator thing is. I'm a terrible YouTuber. And anybody who doubts that, just watch any other person who does YouTube.
You're not a bad YouTuber, Ian.
Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome.
I mean, I disagree, but thank you. I'm so lazy. That's why I do live all the time. Because I don't have to do any work. Okay, analytics, subtitles.
Let's see if it'll let me paste it. Hold on. Maybe it'll let me do it. Oh, well, on my side it did. We'll see if y'all can see it or not.
Okay, let's see. I did not see it. Sometimes there's a private chat. I don't know where there's a private.
The private chat is down below.
Yeah, I do see the private chat, but I sent it to you from my phone, not my iPad.
Oh, okay.
So, but I can go in and do it, copy and paste it on my iPad.
I was just
doesn't come through.
So she probably has a tag that's like the @ symbol and then her channel name, and I feel like Creative Grandma might be used a lot to some degree.
Yeah, well, give me a second here. Well, this is funny is because it's not going to let me do it just by opening this. Let me see. Hold on.
Sorry, I can't help. I don't have my other device. My other device is dead.
See, I can't even add Shell as a moderator because that's not your channel name.
Shell is my channel name.
Just it's not showing up.
Huh? Probably because I have no
content.
People, no, but if you click on my name in the chat, go all the way up in the chat where I said hello and click on my name, it'll take you to my channel.
But not if I'm in Restream.
No, you have to do it on YouTube.
You have to
to go on YouTube, I have to mute my computer and then I can't.
I know, but I
can't do all this work, y'all. I'm lazy.
I just texted you I just texted you her link, so later you can look it up.
Okay. I can turn my phone volume off. Okay, so she is at Creative Grandma.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen this. I've seen her logo before.
Right.
I don't know. I'm sure I've seen one of her videos, but let's see. So we're just gonna put her tag there at Creative Grandma. Make sure I can spell. Sometimes I can't. So we'll all go check her out if we haven't. It sounds like it's just me, maybe. I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed to her channel.
But yeah, she does have a thing where she used tool to make the scrubbies.
Yeah, that's a really good way to do it.
And I always make my scrubbies in the round too. So.
I did So on my super secret pattern that I'm still working on, that I will probably forever be working on,
Uh-huh.
I did use. I had to make a fluffy part of the skirt, and
Uh-huh.
I did use a tulle ribbon, and I had already crocheted the cotton in the shape that I wanted, but I wanted some more volume and some more drama.
Uh-huh.
So I went in and I crocheted in the tulle ribbon, and it just had a really cool look to it. But I imagine with a smaller hook, you could really get a good scrubby out of that.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I'll have to see what she does. See how the pros do it.
But I would work on that thing every few days. I'm not working right now. I hurt my ACL on my knee, so
Is that
That
feeling any
hurts.
better?
it's sore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to probably have surgery.
Oh no.
So
Well,
When they go in there, fix it. Have them do the Kennedy procedure because it's much quicker than the other procedure, and they don't have to cut your knee totally open. I did a paper in college on it,
really,
on anterior cruciate ligaments for anatomy and physiology.
Shell knows everything. If you have any
Not
questions, just
everything.
ask Shell. I'm not being sarcastic, I promise. Like
I used to
Shell
teach
actually
high
does
school
do it.
physics.
And if you
okay.
want to know about robots, ask Shell.
I work at FedEx.
You still
I
know
do
about
real estate. I worked for the bank.
robots.
I don't know everything though. What I don't know, Ian knows.
That's very little. So
Well, people used to ask me, "Do you know everything?" I said, "No, I only know half of everything. My husband knows the other half."
I like that.
And it turns out he didn't know anything. That's why he's my ex-husband.
Yeah, out with the old.
Well, you do what you do and cheat on me and decide you want to live with her. Go ahead, because you know what? Karma's gonna bite you both in the ass.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I don't have to do a thing.
Yep. And honestly, the thing is, if you did something 9 times out of 10 when we try to get karma to move a little bit faster, it ends up biting us in the ass.
Oh, it does. And it's like, you know
I
what?
like to let the
Wish him well.
universe just do its thing, and I just, I just
Well,
sit back
somebody
and be
asked
a
me, "Do
grumpy old
you
man.
hate her?" And I said, "No, I don't even think about her because she's not the problem. If it hadn't been her, it'd have been somebody else."
Yep, that is an excellent point. But
You
I'm
know?
still sorry that whole thing happened.
Well, I am too, but
But
it is what it is. And all I can tell you is that the children and I are actually happier.
I
It
love to
say
hear
you
that.
have
That's the most
five
important thing.
people in here.
What'd you say?
I say you have 5 people in your life.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, 5 people. So we're
But
all working
it's
on
all
different
good.
things. Shell is working on.
I'm not working on anything. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
up here for a visit with you
I'm
guys.
working on a blankie.
Yep, a huge blankie. That is huge and beautiful. Um, I can relate to one of those things.
I just got done with my big favorite striped blanket, so I'm not
It
crocheting right
That
now.
blanket is so gorgeous. You
This
did
has
such a
7
good job on
stripes in
that,
it.
Lydia.
Thank you, Ian. I appreciate that.
Well,
I
Ian, I'm
told you that
huge
you
too,
inspired
just not as
right.
huge
That
as I
you
used to
inspired
be.
me to go get favorite stripe, right?
Yeah, you told me that.
I couldn't resist it anymore.
Well, I have a channel too. I do lives as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I saw Ian on, so I'm like, oh, Ian's on.
Yeah.
So, I'm a moderator for him. So,
Yeah.
So how long you been crocheting?
I've been crocheting almost 19 years.
Okay.
Before that, I did loom knitting. And
Uh-huh.
knitting machine work. I have a Addy and small Addy, and I also make Central. So yeah, and I'm going to be starting diamond painting on my channel as well.
Well, I do diamond painting. I do crochet,
And
of course.
I also do knitting needles as well.
Well, I'm learning to knit. Don't have near the control as I do with crochet because it's new. And I said, you got to build up muscle memory.
Mhm.
But
Gosh.
I cross stitch. But I've been crocheting for 41 years.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Excuse me, more than 41 years. 40. I got to add. This is hard. How about 43 years?
Oh
No,
wow.
47 years. 47 years. I've been crocheting since I was 13 years old.
Now I just feel like you're making up numbers.
No. I've been
I know you're
crocheting
not. I know
since I
you're
was 13 years old and I am 60.
Oh wow. I also do knitting needles. This
Mm-hmm.
is stitches rag I'm making. I do a regular square when I do knit.
not. Oh, that's pretty.
Well, do you know who taught me to knit? And they don't even know it?
Oh,
Oh, was it
Ian.
me?
I watched
Actually,
some of Ian's
I
videos,
think I
and
did
that's
know
how I
that.
learned to
I
knit.
forgot, but yeah.
So yeah, I have knitting needles, and I've knitted before.
I can do it. I'm just not good at it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same. I'm just not good at it because
Yeah.
I haven't developed muscle memory, so my tension isn't great. And I look at my crochet and my tension, and I'm like, who needs to knit?
Yeah.
I taught
I'm so
myself
slow at
crochet
it.
and I knit. I also taught myself crochet and knit.
Mm-hmm. Now I like to watch knitting podcasts, and my two favorite knitting podcasts. Well, one of them I don't even know if they're doing it anymore since they moved to Sweden. But I love Needles at the Ready, which is Kevin and Ray, and I love The Bearded Pearl, which is Justin and Caleb,
Mhm.
and they're hilarious.
Yeah. There are so many good fiber arts. There are just so many good fiber artists. Like I'll end it there because I mean, whether you do a podcast, whether you do a YouTube channel, whether you write patterns, whether you create
Right.
anything, there are just so many talented people, and it seems like there's more and more every day. It just
Mm-hmm.
it's so exciting. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I get so excited when I see someone, they're like, "Hey, I just learned how to crochet a month ago," and then they're showing off this work, and whether or not they're like me a month in where they're dropping like tons of stitches or whatnot, or they're just making like this crazy amigurumi or this crazy whatever. It's like it's the creativity in the community is so insane. It's so exciting. It's such an exciting time
This
to
community has been rough for my channel,
Mm-hmm.
and I was thinking about quitting my channel, but I'm like, nope, I'm going to keep at it.
Well,
So
there's so much encouragement too. I know I'm not going to lie to you and tell you there's no backbiting and drama because there is,
there
but
is,
there's so much encouragement out there.
yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm going to encourage anybody and
you
everybody
see
because
this lime green?
this is a dying art.
Ooh,
You know,
I
pretty.
finally got my green. I can make that crunch.
Ooh, nice.
cool.
Make the Grinch.
I can make Grinch now.
Now soon I'm going to make my first amigurumi project.
But
Ooh,
I'm
what
gonna be making mine on my
Now, if
knitting.
you know me, it won't be a shock. I'm making a cow.
yes.
Well, my yarn bowl. I should have it up here, but I don't. Hold on. It's under the bed here.
Oh, so cute.
That's my yarn bowl. It's a cow.
But
Okay.
no, when Ian made that crunch on the knitting machine,
Mm-hmm.
now I can make mine.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So
Now, when I was 8 years old, I got a toy knitting machine Christmas one year. And I'm like, I still wish I had that thing.
Okay, so I thought of something that I saw today, and I would like to ask both of you, but I would also like to encourage audience participation if you want to. No pressure. So I am in a local, it's like yarn arts and like needle crafts group, and someone just posted the status. Uh, Give some fiber arts, crochet, knitting hot takes. So, hot takes meaning just like something, an opinion you have about fiber arts that is controversial to some degree. And I don't mean like the people, like, I don't mean talk badly about people, not that you all would, but I'm just saying, but like, for me, one of the things that I said, so I'll start out, is that I think that white yarn is much harder to crochet than black yarn. And I talked about this, I think, on my live earlier today. I just find white yarn and light colored yarn so hard to see. My eyes can't focus. I can't tell where the stitches are based on the shine of the yarn because it all blends in. So I think that white yarn is much harder to work with than black yarn. So do you all, and you can think about this because I have plenty of hot takes on things. But do you all have any hot takes on fiber arts, crochet, knitting, anything?
for me, the my yarn is black. I cannot see black yarn to any lane.
Hmm.
I can't see the stitch.
Yeah, I know that's a
Even
lot of
though I
people.
have lights on.
I love
And
crocheting in black. I mean, I like would I rather crochet in something that's like variegated or like I mean, it's not like my number one choice, but I make so much in black that I'm just used to black yarn. I am Hey Stephanie, welcome in.
hi,
Oh, cool,
Stephanie.
a cool logo. So we're doing hot takes on fiber arts, crochet, knitting, whatever you want to do a hot take on. If you want to participate, feel free.
Well,
Uh,
I have a suggestion for the black yarn.
uh-huh.
What's that?
Buy a small light tablet that you use for like things like diamond art and put it under your work and you'll be able to see the stitches because the light's coming up from the work.
Great advice.
Thank you. I will.
Because I actually have one. And
Now, do
mine
you
is
have any
small
tips
enough that
on
it's
white?
really mobile. Hold on, and I'll show it to you because my diamond art stuff is right here.
I would
Oh,
try.
so
I
Stephanie thinks it
would
would
try,
help with
try
white yarn.
that. Yeah.
And I got mine from Amazon. Now it's wrapped up because I don't want it to get stretched, but that's all the bigger it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it plugs, it's USB and it plugs in. And then you've got a light. And you put that underneath your work and you can see.
Very nice. I like that. Great minds think alike.
I will. I
Sounds-
will. I remember that next time I do black yarn. Get my light out.
Well, my current I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. That's my current diamond art. It's a
Oh.
Maine Coon kitten in a cupcake.
Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
But my hot take is just because the yarn's expensive doesn't mean it's good.
Yep.
Snaps.
I have seen a lot of, and it's hand dyed yarn for $26 a hank for, if you're lucky, 150 yards. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you wash it in cold water and it still bleeds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem.
Machine knitting is knitting. Many disagree.
Absolutely. I agree. It's
Stephanie,
knitting.
you are correct. And
It's knitting.
it's knitting. It's in the name. Also, when I saw someone in a machine knitting group that said they said something to the effect of like, if people say that machine knitting is cheating or that you don't have to do any work for it, and they showed like, I think they had a bunch of like maybe hats. They just had a pile of work they had done, and it
Mm-hmm.
had all of the loose ends that they had to put in. It had like they didn't cinch anything, all of this stuff that they had to do by hand, and it's like, well, that is work. And even if you're just turning the handle,
China said she can't
work.
knit.
The
But
crochet queen, China herself, cannot knit for the life of her. That's
but
okay, China. You can't be perfect at everything.
no, but I
At
agree
least the
that,
rest of us.
you
I'm not
know,
knitting those, so you can
it
leave
doesn't
something.
matter if you're using a machine or not. You're still knitting.
Yep.
Now, my other hot take, and it has to do with manufacturing, okay?
Mhm.
If they tell you it's a crocheted top and it is manufactured, it is not a crocheted top because machines can knit, they cannot crochet.
Agreed.
Agree. Yep.
It's a knit top.
I think I think the number is 19. I think that there are 19 different angles that you need to a machine would need to go into to be able to crochet, and they just can't recreate it.
Stephanie said I can't knit, but I have a Addie
Yep.
and
And you
laugh
can
out
make
loud.
amazing things on an Addy, and they are work. They cost materials. Your machine costs materials. If you
Mm-hmm.
do
Right
some
now,
of
I'm
the
knitting on my
advanced,
knitting needles.
Mhm. If you are doing some more of the like non-traditional things like drop stitches, or you're doing ribbing on a knitting machine, like all of those, like those require even more work. So they are
Absolutely.
absolutely, that is a great take. I love it, Stephanie. That's the spirit. It is work. It doesn't, if it doesn't create itself and you have to do anything, it is work. um and we shouldn't put people down, because I'm not saying anyone here is doing that, because they aren't, but um I know some people are
Well,
of
I know one of my friends who I used to work with. She told me I would never knit on knitting needles.
that's not very nice.
And I'm like, she started me on knitting loom.
Mm.
And I was like, and I saw her a couple months ago, and I showed her what I'm doing now, and she's like, Lydia? I'm like, yes. Are you knitting on knitting needles? I'm like, yes, I am. Who
Yeah,
taught you? Myself.
I love that. Yep.
Oh, come here.
Yeah, a lot
After
of us
you
are
said you
capable of
wouldn't,
doing so much
after
more than
you
we
told
know,
me
than
that
other
you
people know.
wouldn't show me how to knit on knitting needles, I'm
Mhm.
doing it.
Yep. And honestly, if we just handed a knitting machine over to someone, oh, let's see the baby. Oh my goodness. Give me some pads. But honestly, if you handed your Centro, your Addy, your whatever, if you handed that over to someone who didn't know how to use it, they could not make something.
No, they
They
can't.
could not make it. They wouldn't know how to cast on, cast off, you know, anything like that. They wouldn't know how to do it. So it does math, absolutely, that it is involved in the like panels.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like 2 years to learn how to do panels on a knitting machine. I'm not proud, but I did learn eventually, and now it's basically my favorite thing to make. So not that I can, I agree with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, my other hot take, the
Hmm.
granny square stitch is not just for granny squares.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. The granny stitch can. Honestly, oh my
Ooh,
goodness.
that's pretty.
Shell, you gotta warn someone before you whip it out like that.
That's
That's
Granny Square.
incredible.
It's all Granny Square.
Beautiful, beautiful
Show it
work.
to you up close.
Oh,
That's all granny squares.
Yep. It's all the Granny Square stitch.
beautiful.
This is the one with Fiber Spider that I learned from Fiber Spider.
Hmm.
This is that shawl.
Stephanie says, took me 2 days to cast on, even after watching so many tutorials. Yes, the cast on is, yeah, learning how to use the knitting machine. Definitely a learning curve there.
Oh, it is. I gotta let
I,
the cat out of the
I think I
room.
probably watched about 95 tutorials on how to do a panel, and it wasn't until I got my Addy that I realized what I was doing wrong. And it's because for me, I have to like with how my brain works, I have to like go 3 past the end of the panel rather than
Mhm.
2, because people would be like, go 2 past and make sure it's under this peg. But then they point at the peg and their finger would cover it, and I'd be like, what peg? What peg are you talking about? What am I doing wrong? Also keeping the tension on the edge of your panel, right? Practice, skill. Shell's gone.
She's left.
Yeah, Shell's like, the takes are too hot, gotta go. Um, I
I just say that was beautiful. Yeah, I agree with you, Jonah.
mhm. Yeah, I don't know if this is a hot take, as much as a preference, but I just really don't like making granny squares. I I've seen some beautiful squares that are very intricate, that look very cool, but
They let me in.
Shell, you're the one who fell out the window. Okay, there you are.
I hit the wrong button and kicked myself out.
I know this restream is on one today. um, but oh yeah, oh that is some nice
I knew
tweed.
you would like it because it's green.
I do love green. You
That's
right?
my green tweed.
Oh yeah, the big twist tweed is very nice.
Big twist, yep.
Yeah,
I love
I
it.
love tweed. When you were saying earlier that you're a sucker for tweed, I am too. But I got I had quite a bit for a while, and then I just never used it because I just thought it was pretty to look at. Never touched it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but my favorite type of like yarn coloring is heathered yarn.
Yeah, I
I just
love Heather too.
sucker for it. It just looks so beautiful, creates natural dimension. Like
Mm-hmm.
my one of my favorite like looking yarns is like Lion Brand Heartland.
Yes, I love
So
it.
pretty. And Lion Brand, why don't you have better sales? I'm just saying. Get
No,
better
it's
sales.
true.
But Lion Brand is nice yarn. It is quality yarn, and not to say that the other value yarns aren't nice by any means, but Lion Brand is, does create
See,
very nice yarns.
when
I
I
love
do
flying on.
my granny square, they don't look good. I don't know what I'm doing on my granny squares. They sucks. So
Yeah. I I did see one, so the one video that changed the way that my, oh my gosh, what's her name? Oh, I know it. So the one video that changed the way that my granny squares looked
Mm-hmm.
so much, and how clean they looked, um, was the Secret Yarnery. Um, just the way she instructed on how to do the granny square, but also she flipped her square every round, and it looks so good. And for me, that was just a big deal. So Stephanie says, I like making continuous granny square blankets, but kids don't like holy blankets, sewing granny squares together. No, thank you. Yes, that's me. Like, honestly, I can make 2, 3,
yeah, turn
5 granny squares, and then I'm like, the
no right or wrong side is granny square, and no good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I turn my granny squares each round too. but I also I learned how to make my corners a little differently, and to flip it from Tony at TL Yarn Crafts.
Ooh, she's so good. Teal Yarn
And
Crafts.
so, when I was taught, you made your 3 on your corner, then you went on, and then you made your last 3 in that corner and made your chain and then joined it. Well, no, she says make the entire corner and then join to that, and it's smoother, and it is. And then you just slip stitch into the middle of the corner, and it works every time. And you flip it every time, and you have perfectly square. Because if you don't, your blankets tend to go this way, and your square kind of gets wonky. But if you flip it every one, it's a perfect square.
So I believe this is the video from Secret Yarnery. If it's not, just pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yeah. See, I love Krista too. She is
Oh,
great.
amazing. Oh, her ice yarn hauls.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would love it.
Which I understand her situation. She kind of has to order like
So
that. But still,
Stephanie
they're
chain 1 in the corners.
heck,
Yeah,
the
and
people
I
won.
do only one
Oh
in
my
the
gosh, I'm learning
corners
so many
too.
new people.
Yeah, I only do one in the corners, unless I want that hole to be definite. A defining thing. I only chain one in the corners too.
Yeah, I'll do 1 or 2 depending on the look of the square that I want. But usually
Mm-hmm.
it's 1. And then
I agree with that.
I don't do any chain between anything that's not a corner.
Well, I have another hot take too.
Ooh, give it to me.
I never, ever, ever chain 3 and turn my work and use that 3 as your first stitch. I chain 1, turn my work, and immediately do a double into that first stitch.
Okay.
And that's why my blankets don't go this way. They go straight up. And I also learned that from Tony at TL Yarn Crafts.
She's so good.
And see, Bag o' Day also chains 1 and turns.
Yeah.
See, I always chain when I do single. I do 1. If I do double, I do 2. Then turn my work. And if I do double, I do 3 or 2.
But I just never use that chained work, those 3 that you do for that first stitch. Never.
Yeah. For
and
me,
then my
it's
blankets are
always
straight.
been about I have to mentally keep in mind the height of the stitch. And so that's what changes. That's what determines my chain length.
And
because,
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Look how straight that is.
That is so straight. It's it shouldn't be allowed during Pride Month.
Hey, okay, I can't help it. My children are gay. Come on.
You're like, my children are gay. I get a pass.
I get a pass. They're hilarious. They're both funny. Yeah, you might not get to meet Gage when we come in, because it depends on, how she is with crowds and everything. It depends on what we're going to do. But you'll definitely meet Jeremy.
I'm cool with everybody being comfortable.
Well, Gage she can't go to a lot of things because she has high social anxiety. And that comes with the autism.
Yeah.
But
social anxiety is such a beast for so many people.
If we go to just see you and meet at the coffee shop, she's fine.
Yeah.
Like
I don't have social anxiety. I mean, I feel like, it probably maybe it would tone me down a little bit, because I think I'm just an intense person. So someone with social anxiety, I put them on edge almost immediately, not on purpose, but it's just
right
who I am as a creature. But I have agoraphobia. It's gotten better, but when I get really depressed, my agoraphobia flares, and then I don't leave my house and stuff like that. And so I really understand social anxiety from the perspective of an agoraphobe, because we're kind of in the same boat,
Right.
but one of us doesn't want to get out of the boat, and
Yes.
one of us is really anxious when we get out of the boat.
Exactly. And I mean, but Gage, she does well for everything that's going on, you know, and it's great. Now she went to Jeremy's graduation. I thought she was going to climb out of her skin by the time we got out of there, but she went to his graduation, and that meant the world to him. Now
Mm,
he's like me, very personable, talk to anybody,
mhm,
but he's still shy, if that makes sense.
mhm.
And how a person like me got two shy children is beyond me.
I'll be back,
Beyond me.
Ian.
Okay.
Okay. But now I looked, and I don't think they're going to have a tent sale in Washington this year, but I think they will next year.
Uh-huh.
They haven't had one here since COVID. And they were planning on one this year, but they didn't. But I'm telling you right now, we handle Spin Right's account. We deliver so much plain yarn to them and pick up so much done yarn, dyed yarn that's
Mm,
going out to the stores. It's not funny.
wow.
So, we're helping. And I don't know if you guys that are in the audience know this, but I live in Greenville, North Carolina, and I'm about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes from Ian. Okay. 19 miles from my front door is the Spin Right factory, and they have tent sales. They have one in Listowel, Canada, and one in Washington, North Carolina. And I watched a woman at the last tent sale held in North Carolina get 6 contractor bags full of yarn for $150.
I would be in so much trouble, and I know you would enable me so much
I'm
that
telling you, because I would be, oh, we got to buy this.
I'm already up to my gills in yarn. I that would be so bad for me. But I do want to address something that Stephanie said.
Uh huh.
So Stephanie said that they haven't left the house in 5 years. Agoraphobia is so terrible. Few understand. I just want to say that I'm very sorry that you're going through that.
Me too.
Agoraphobia is so difficult, and um, it's something that you like. You're right. Like, so few people truly understand, because they're like, just get out of the house. And if we could just get out of the house, if we could just go do the thing, like,
You'll
of
be
course we
fine if you
would.
get out of the house. No,
Yeah,
you're not.
yeah. And so, I try to, like, I did this thing on, like, TikTok for a while, where I was like doing, like, what I called, like, the Agoraphobia Chronicles, where it would be like, okay, I'm gonna go out someplace today. I'm trying not to freak myself out. And a lot of people do not understand, because they think it's just about a house, and you're just staying in it because you're lazy, you're or something, right? Like, or I don't even know what people think. I don't get it. But, like, agoraphobia is uh, a very debilitating anxiety disorder, and I'm very sorry that you're dealing with it. It's not fun, and I have better days now, but I haven't always. Um, and I hope it gets better and easier for you, because I know that it's really tough. So, but you will always have a home here, and if you ever want to talk about it, obviously we are here for you, because we're all dealing with our own stuff. We all have our own challenges that we face, and I think that the most beautiful thing that we can do, not just as a fiber arts community, but just as a community in general, is support each other through the times that are challenging. And so, thank you for being here. And I hope you feel welcome, because you absolutely are. And and we're all going through our own stuff together, but we're all in the same boat. And we're all
Absolutely.
supportive of each other. Oral surgeon came to your house, told your doctor to intoxicate you and force you out. Oh my god.
No.
Oh, no understanding for a medical doctor, such a nasty comment. Oh, yeah. Wow, that is terrible. Wow, that makes my skin crawl. Ew. Yes, even in the medical community, unfortunately, there's still a lot of misunderstanding about agoraphobia. Um, just that they think that once you get out, you are suddenly fine with being out. That is not how things happen. Um,
Mm-mm.
and it's not just about, um, I think that people are, it was, I think it was explained to me because I didn't know, I didn't have a name for it for a long time. Um, but it's not so, because some people, when they go out, they are nervous of what will happen. Um, like, I'm just going to say the first thing that comes to my mind. It's not a great thing, but like, let's say they're afraid they're going to go drive their car and they're going to get into a car accident. But with agoraphobia, for a lot of people, it's not so much what will happen outside of their control. It's like in the world, it's like what they're like. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have a panic attack in the middle of like Harris Teeter. Like that's what like it's like I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna freak out and everyone's gonna be staring at me and trying to talk me down and I'm gonna be freaking out and it's gonna be a nightmare. Like that's for me, at least like for me, like that's kind of where I get into like a headspace where if I think about going out too much, I just spiral into this really bad place. But yeah, I'm glad. I mean, you're always welcome to lurk, but you're always welcome to speak up whenever you want. But yeah, you're definitely not alone in the agoraphobia train. Um, I wouldn't wish it on anyone because sometimes these walls are suffocating. I go near the door and start shaking, rolling panic here constantly. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I mean, because Gage, uh, she just did not want to go to a robotics competition, but Jeremy asked her to go to at least one when he was in robotics. And the fear of having a panic attack in the robotics competition, plus the fact that there's 15,000 other people there and it's very loud and they're pushing in, you feel like you're being pushed in on.
Mhm.
She had to go sit in the car, or they had to go sit in the car.
Yeah, I also have that like social claustrophobia where like
Right.
if it's not like a physical claustrophobia necessarily. It's just like people are just like I one of the first times I really realized that something was abnormal about my experience was I used to go to like anime and comic book conventions and the
Uh-huh.
way that like the crowds move in the like aisles. Um,
Right.
and it's a lot of like you go and everyone's walking the same pace, then someone starts walking a little bit faster, someone's walking a little bit slower, and then someone stops to look at something and you're like, oh, and then like everyone's just like there and oh my gosh. And I didn't even realize that I was so anxious about that, but I just was like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out. Like, start like just pissed. Um, but um, but luckily, there are people who are out there who do understand agoraphobia. I
Mm-hmm.
think that mental health, just knowledge in general, is getting better. Does that mean that we don't still have a really long way to go? Absolutely not. We still have a long way to go for mental health in general, all over the world.
Absolutely. And having people who are there for you, people who understand what you're going through, is so important.
Hmm.
Yep.
And it is very important. I mean, mentored a robotics team that was 48% autistic.
Hmm.
We would never tell anybody who was autistic. The kids could if they wanted to, but we're never going to tell you that. But we understand some kids are going to have meltdowns. Some kids need to go to a quiet room, and we actually developed quiet rooms that caught on like fire And now every robotics competition has a quiet room because kids need to, and not just autistic, people that suffer social anxiety, people that suffer agoraphobia, and they go out, need a safe space to go to where, I mean, these kids can't go home right away. They're at a competition that's usually out of where they live. It's nowhere near where they live. They have to have a quiet place to go. And that's what we did. You need a safe space. And you need people who understand you're not just having a tantrum or a meltdown. Mentally, this is a problem, not a problem. I don't mean it in the sense of this is a problem, you shouldn't have it. It needs to be addressed and taken care of properly.
Yeah.
You don't need to make people feel bad. You need to be understanding and accepting and do whatever they need you to do so that they feel safe and they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with that.
Yeah. You totally agree with your own statement?
Now, I do. I totally agree with my own statement. But see, I'm not the first person who's ever said it.
Yeah.
But I agree with that statement.
I think that, yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree with what you're saying. And I think that we all can work on being advocates for ourselves, but also building a community around us, both in person, online, uh, just whoever we have to help advocate for us, because sometimes we aren't able to fully put that out there.
Absolutely.
Like with my agoraphobia, I like people will be like, let's make plans, and like that's kind of like when people are like, let's make plans, I'm like, dear God, no. I know it's coming and I don't want to do it.
Well,
And
but see, and that's why with me making a plan with you, we could meet out in public, or I could come to your house with just me and we could have a discussion. And when you feel uncomfortable and you're ready for me to leave, I'm gone because I understand what's going on. And Stephanie, yes, your almost 6-year-old nonverbal autistic grandson is smart as a whip, I bet. And that's one of the things that I address and educate misconceptions. Autistic children, on average, are 10 times smarter than non autistic children. They are very smart. And, that's what I learned dealing with this robotics team. These kids were so smart, but they couldn't convey things. They couldn't do, autistic kids are great with tech. They suck at spreadsheets. And I'm just going to put it out there. They suck at spreadsheets. Scoring in the robotics world most of the time was done on a spreadsheet. So we had to develop a scoring system so that they could score. Half your team's autistic. You got to have something that works.
yeah.
So what we did was we made a drawing of the actual playing field and where points are scored. And they would just make hash marks when a point was scored.
Puppy.
And they knew, hey, Riker.
He's
And they would know how to do it.
Angel, and he's never done
That's
anything
part
wrong
of
in his life
accommodating
except
what they needed.
Yeah, and I think that that's the big thing about adapting and accommodating to people. And it's not that people who are dealing with any kind of physical, mental, emotional disability are not capable of things. It's just there are adaptations out there, or that can be out there, that we can put out there to make it so that people have an easier time functioning, communicating, living their lives. Like, there's so many ways that we can make this world a more adaptive and friendly environment for people. And I think that, it sounds, obviously you're a great advocate for those kids, and for anyone who is dealing with autism, to talk about adaptive ways to help them, but maybe it was something that they would not have been able to advocate for themselves.
Well,
Like
absolutely,
how
because
do you
they couldn't
know how to
explain.
ask for that if you don't
Yeah.
know that
Yeah,
those
they couldn't explain why they couldn't score. They could not explain it.
Mhm.
So it took Emma was my junior mentor, to explain to people why we did things differently.
Mhm.
And you advocate and you educate. And it's not just autism. We had the social anxiety. We had transgendered children when it first started. Well, I won't say when it first started, but when it first became popular and everybody was, oh no, we had them. The head mentor, the second head, there's two head mentors. One of them asked me who were the transgendered children on the team, and I would not tell her. I said, I know who they are, but I won't tell you because that's their story to tell.
Yeah.
One of them was her daughter. I knew it, but I wasn't going to tell her that
Yeah.
because that's their story. These kids told me so many secrets. I knew who was abused at home. I knew all that stuff. But it was their story to tell, so I wasn't going to tell anybody. Now, believe me, the person that was abused at home, I called the police. Okay? But what I'm saying is, I knew all their secrets, and to this day, I still know their secrets.
Mhm.
But I'm not telling anybody because it's nobody's business but theirs because it's their story to tell.
When I like kind of stepping back in the conversation a little bit, when
Mm-hmm.
I was nearing the end of my career and being able to work, and I was becoming more and more disabled, less and
Mm-hmm.
less able to function at my job. There were so many, like, one of the things, like, last ditch efforts, they were like, well, you can ask for an accommodation. And I was like, what do I ask for?
Right.
Like, what does that mean? Like, what do I, if, like, I am basically diagnosed with half the DSM.
Right.
So, like, how do I say that, like, sometimes I'm too depressed to get out of bed, please accommodate that? Like,
Right.
what does that mean? How do I do that? So having people who can advocate, if they had a competent disability advocate who could have said, maybe, like, could have given me some options, to any of these sound good? Now, I, with my panic disorder, I do become catatonic sometimes, and I go nonverbal. And I used to not be able to move at all. Now
Right.
I can move with the help of medication and therapy. Can move a little bit. I can give, like basic signs, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can write without looking. Like, if you give me a piece of paper, I'll be on the ground and I'll just be like,
Right.
not moving, not blinking, just like this. Um, but it's where was I going with that? But being unable to communicate is such a painful experience,
Yes.
because you desperately want to, and you just want people to understand that is something that, I don't even kind of know exactly where I'm going with this, but it is a very challenging experience, and I can only imagine it for folks who deal with it regularly, not just in certain states of extreme anxiety or whatnot. Um, but having people around me who know me well enough to know that sometimes that's what happens to me, who can
Right.
help me communicate to people who don't necessarily know what's going on. Like, one time I was going to the ER and I was nonverbal,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, my wife had to talk for me,
Right.
and the nurse at the ER was like, "What's wrong with him?" And
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting there in my head going, like, fuck, 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 fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just was like, I am trapped in my own head. This sucks. But, when people in the medical profession or anywhere are like, what's wrong with you? You're a freak. You're, broken. You're whatever. I mean, it really does get to people.
Oh,
So a little
absolutely. And
bit
you
more.
don't have an advocate. And they don't understand that sometimes you just need the advocate that's going to sit next to you in the silence.
Mhm.
and just be there.
Mm-hmm.
And because they always, what's wrong with you? Why don't you get over it? No, let me just sit next to you. And it's like, I tell a certain person in my life, I can't fix anything. I can't make it better. But I can sit with you in the silence and hold your hand.
That's beautiful. And honestly, that that is so powerful and so important and such, I think we as a society, and a lot of us just people, we want to fix things. We do. We
We
want to.
do.
We want to because we want the people that we love to live the best life that they possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we're not able to fix it, and so us accepting we can't fix it, and us also realizing that the best thing we can do is just
Mm-hmm.
be supportive to other people, and that, like you said, just if that means sitting in the silence, that means holding your hand, if that
Mm-hmm.
means hey, like asking you if you, want a cup of water or something, like whatever it is, those types of things are things that we can't overlook in ways of people supporting us. And they really do make a big difference. So,
One of my favorite quotes is, instead of being somebody's sunshine, why don't you be their moon and shine a light in their darkness?
oh, that's really
And
nice.
that's very true. Let me be there and just shine that light in your darkness. Because anybody can shine a light in your sunshine, when you're happy.
Mm.
And too often when we're in that darkness, we get ignored.
Mm-hmm.
And, one day I will explain to you that Facebook post. Okay?
In your own time. I
You
always
know,
got your back.
well, I don't want to do it here on a live, but I will explain it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was basically told to get over it.
I want to see some concrete statistics on how many times being told to just get over it has helped
Mm-hmm.
anyone. I
Yeah.
just I want to see if that's ever helped anybody, because I have a strong belief that it hasn't. and and if we're really uh pure of heart trying to help people, and we know for a fact that that won't help, then what the hell are we doing?
Well, if
So,
my husband had died, nobody would tell me to get over it. And basically, I'm grieving somebody who didn't die.
I'm the same way. People said, get over it. It's time to move on.
No. No one can
No, I
dictate when
can't.
it's time to move on. No one should dictate when it's time to move on. No one.
I can't.
Hello, Golden Age Crochet.
oh, hey, Leather.
Hi.
I will never tell anybody to get over it.
Yes, it can definitely be a break.
Unless one of my
For
children is
many
crying
people,
over the
yeah.
burnt cookies.
What'd you say?
Unless one of my children is crying over the burnt cookies.
If I burn cookies and you tell me to get over it, you're getting out.
No, I just make more cookies. That's how I solved that problem.
See, you're a problem solver. I love
I
that.
am. I am a problem solver. You're right. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I don't say that too loud because then my cat will hear it.
um, this is something I love about my mother-in-law. She always like those phrases. She commonly like mixes them up.
Oh,
And
I love that. Mixed metaphors.
yeah, mixed metaphors, and they're always so cute.
Mm-hmm.
When she does it, because she's just probably the most adorable person in the world. And and it happened to me a couple years back. So my wife has a couple irrational fears. I won't tell you all of them because obviously that's her business.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them, my wife is afraid of the skin of peaches.
Okay.
and like the feeling of peaches gives her full body chills and just freaks her out, and then she freaks out. Okay, it's a fear of
Mm-hmm.
hers, right? And and one time I did my own mixed metaphor, totally on accident, but I was like, "There's more than one way to skin a peach," and now that's the only way I can remember the phrase.
Oh my
There's
God,
more than one
that's
way to skin a
funny.
peach.
That is funny.
Jelly, get in your bed.
Oh.
Your little
Well, I'll
prince.
tell you an irrational fear that I have.
What'd you say?
I said, I'll tell you an irrational fear that I have.
Okay.
Do you know what June bug is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, June bugs don't have a mouth. They cannot hurt you.
Okay.
I'm scared to death of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they will stick on you.
Oh, yeah.
They've got claws and they'll stick on you. I'm scared to death of them.
But they stink.
I never had them stink. Now, so we have stink bugs here in North Carolina, and they do stink. You
Oh,
don't kill them, they stink.
they stink so bad.
Oh my
It's
God.
so
And then we
rude.
got the palmetto bugs, you know, and they got wings. Big German, big cockroach, or water bugs with wings. That's what a palmetto bug is. So I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I still think you know,
You-
I only say this because I have such deep love for her, but I do think that the peach fear maybe one of the most interesting fears that I've ever heard, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like, "Hey, catch," and it's gonna be a peach. I would never do that.
I hope not, because Mel probably beat the crap out of you.
Um, I think it might be a slightly different result. I think she would be like, "Get, get out."
Maybe that too.
But no, I would never do that. But it's quite the interesting, very very specific fear.
Mm. Ooh. There's somebody in my room. Somebody
Is it
snuck in
someone?
and they're going to sneak out. But that's
Hello,
my
somebody.
irrational fear.
I think it is the texture.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's the texture. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what else it could be. Because if like she's not afraid of peaches themselves, it's just the peach skin,
Hmm.
and then she has like a compounded fear. If you put peaches in a paper bag, the sound of the peaches puts her into a tizzy.
Oh, wow.
But you know, she can't be perfect. She's got to have one fatal flaw. If that's as bad as it gets,
That's
I'll,
true. Well, I don't eat mushrooms and I don't like mushrooms, and it has nothing to do with the flavor, because to me, mushrooms don't have a flavor. It's the texture. I do not like the texture of a mushroom.
Really?
yeah.
And my son doesn't either. And my son also won't use a screen protector on his phone because he doesn't like the feel of them.
Mhm. I
I love mushrooms.
I hate them.
I have an eating disorder called ARFID. It's really common with people who are autistic. I'm not autistic,
Uh-huh.
but I am neurodivergent in that I have ADHD. But uh, long story with that one. But anyways, but certain textures I just can't do, and
Right.
mushrooms is one of them. I can't.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do the
Yeah.
texture.
Like mushroom flavor things, like I don't mind, but like or like not like, I mean, I don't, if there were mushrooms in like a sauce but the mushrooms didn't have a texture, that would be totally different. But yeah, it's largely it's all sensory based, so it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily have to be the mouth texture. It could be the color, it could be the smell, it could be anything. um but a lot of people who have it, yeah, there's just certain things that
Who's Golden Age Crochet? Is that leather?
yes, yeah, she just changed
She has
uh,
no. She changed her channel name.
as far as I know, yeah, she said in the what I don't think you were there that long, but she earlier today she said that she told
Oh
you.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
now.
Now, I will not eat shrimp. I won't eat any crawling seafood.
That's fair.
And
Do you mind if we
when
not
I
talk
was
about
little,
food?
we had shrimp
Sorry.
so much that I cannot stand it. But then I found out what they were, and that's why I won't eat crawling seafood because of what they actually are.
Do you mind
I
if we
am
not
not going
talk
to eat
about food?
bugs.
Oh, she said this is going
Shrimp,
to be my crochet channel.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, shrimp, lobster, crawdads, all that good stuff, those are bugs. Clams, I
It's
won't
gonna
eat
be
them.
my crochet channel. Oh, cool.
And business channel.
Okay. Stephanie says texture issues also since childhood. So many things I want. You know, it could be my ADHD. Yeah, first time I heard that. Thank you. Yeah, it's really interesting. A lot of you don't necessarily have to have RFID to have textural issues, uh,
Right,
but they are heavily linked. And the thing with RFID is a lot of times it's linked to childhood food issues. I'll say
right.
that much. But you can always look it up. Um, so I will type it in the chat just so you can look it up if you want to.
Sure.
Um, I am not a fan personally of self diagnosis, but you live your life the way you want to.
Mhm. Oh, I know I don't have that, but I also know that my daughter does. My child does. My
Yeah.
sibling, or, Now, see, mushrooms the only thing that is the texture I don't like. That's why I say I don't have
Yeah.
ARFID.
Hey, Shell, do you mind if we not talk about food? Sorry, it kind of makes
Yes.
my stomach turn.
No, that's fine. Because,
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
oh, no, you're fine.
Everyone in the chat, I know Nightbot is really pulling its weight in gold tonight. Like for some reason, it decides to really work today. Lots of things coming up. The Volari pillow is a ergonomic pillow that was made for gamers, but it is a lot of people who crochet or like to read find it be very helpful. That code I found on the internet on some uh, like wool yarn website. It's not my code. I don't make money off of it. Use it, don't use it. Get the pillow, don't get the pillow, don't care. Just wanted to offer some savings if you want to give it a try. I think earlier it dropped the hand dyed yarn that I do. If you are interested in that, that's what I'm using right now. Using the 4 weight, like the value 4 weight. So if you're interested in that, I just started selling some hand dyed yarn. I only have one colorway right now, and it's in like a neon rainbow. Um, but I'm hoping to create all different types of pride flags. I don't have any desire to make um, like anything like wool. I think there's a ton of really amazing wool dyers. I don't think there needs to be one more. And I know I'm not good enough. Riker, you got a big damn head, dude. Um, and his ass is huge too. He definitely gets that from one of his parents. Don't know which one, but and what is that behind your ear? What's that? It's a little bump. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Got a dad. What's that? He's like moving away from me, but it doesn't feel like a.
That's because he's a typical kid. He's going to move away.
Well, this typical kid is gonna get typical dadded right now.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
Come here, come here. Sorry about this. Give me 1 second. Where did it go? I think it's just a little bit of dry skin, but we'll keep an eye on it, bud. Okay. It's hard being a parent, especially when your kids have 4 legs and they're dumb. Thank you, Stephanie. I left the
remember
H
to tell
out.
Abby you said
I know
that.
that's the DSM. I have no energy to be hyper. Getting out of bed is hard. That is absolutely true. So not to correct you. So they actually consolidated ADD, attention deficit disorder, into ADHD, and there are 2 main subtypes: hyperactive and inattentive. So what was formerly known as ADD is now known as ADHD inattentive type, but you can also be mixed type where you have both, and that's me. But whatever you want to call yourself, people understand what you're talking about.
Right.
But yeah, getting out of bed is hard. Momentum is hard. I saw a really interesting explanation of ADHD. Sorry, my nose piercings all decided to coalesce into one. But so I am currently being medicated for ADHD, and the main type of medication that they try to go to is a stimulant. And it's always interesting because stimulants tend to give people more energy, and you think about people who are hyperactive and you're like, why would we give this person more energy? That seems like the opposite of what you should do. So like,
Right.
does the ADHD brain work backwards? So I started doing a little bit of research, just on Google and YouTube, like a professional. And so I forget exactly how they worded it, but basically they it's kind of like they talk about it like energy systems and like inertia and stuff like that. So basically they say that people who have any type of ADHD have a large amount of like potential energy stored up, but they don't have that like button to like click go and use that energy properly. And so sometimes that can look very distracted, and sometimes that can look very hyper focused, and you're blind to the rest of the world. So how stimulants work is it helps you relieve some of that potential energy, and actually be able to use it like a normal human, apparently. Now, I'm not on a stimulant because I'm bipolar, and bipolar and stimulants equals mania. That's math
Yes.
for you. So they put you on a medication that has a different mechanism, apparently, and it's not as effective, but being manic is the least effective of all of the things. Where can I get? You apparently have a lot. You have it stored up. You just have to flip the switch to use it. It's like a dam, right? Like for water. So you have all that water and energy built up, and it's just leaking through the cracks right now. So in theory, those medications help you siphon out that water more efficiently. But that's my I took one psych class. And I've also been in therapy and seeing psychiatrists for about 100 years. So
Ian, I'm going to go ahead and get out. I'm
okay.
editing. My laptop is going to die soon.
Oh no. Well, thank you so much for hanging out, Lydia. It's been fun.
You're welcome.
Have a great evening.
Nice
Yes.
to meet you.
You
And I
too.
probably will see you again on here with Ian. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Lydia.
Have a good one.
Bye.
And then there were two.
Then there were two. And at least one in the chat, maybe two. My panic attacks sometimes are so severe they make me sleep. Makes no sense, but it's true. Yeah, because they use up a lot of your anxiety uses up a lot of your energy.
Yep.
And when you crash from that anxiety, you sleep.
Yep. That's exactly what I do. Yeah. Some people don't get as tired. Some people still are so anxious that they can't relax and sleep. But my energy stores are depleted. I am spoonless, and I am just like, I gotta go take a nap. That's how I function.
Well, I have
My wife and I are different because I'll have a lot of anxiety, a panic attack, and then I'll go to sleep, and then I'll wake up and be in a totally different headspace. But she'll have been awake the whole time, and she'll still be anxious. So everybody deals with things differently.
well, I have a friend who he gets so anxious, and he'll take a melatonin to go to sleep, and instead of sleeping for 8 hours, he'll sleep for 12 because he's so exhausted.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true that when you're anxious or nervous, it eats your energy reserves up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. I wish
Good night,
melatonin
Yarnworks and
worked for
Crafts.
me.
Good night,
I
Lydia.
basically need like a tranquilizer dart in the ass or a really
Yes.
panic attack. But different strokes, right? We all
Different
have
strokes.
our own problems and crosses to bear, and we're just trying to make our way through life.
And when I get depressed, I sleep a lot.
Oh, same here. Or I don't sleep at all, and then
Or I don't
swing the
sleep at
other
all.
way, and I'm like, wee, and then bad things happen.
Right.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, don't give my ass stimulants.
But no, and sometimes I just want my brain to shut off. When I have my non-epileptic seizures, they are a reset for me, and I will sleep for 18 hours. I bet.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah. Yeah, those are the types of sleeps where you wake up and you're like, what year is it? I have those a lot. Not from seizures, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's either no sleep or excessive sleep, right?
Yep. And then it's either no eating or excessive eating, and
Exactly.
it's just the way that the pendulum can swing on so many important things is like you realize your body is just like sometimes we got to give our bodies some credit because honestly the stress that our bodies go through and we're still functioning at all, you
Absolutely.
deserve an award or something. I'm gonna try these tension gloves or these arthritis gloves. I hate they changed my tension, but my hands hurt, so I'm gonna try to give it a go again. Even though last time I tried them, they messed up my tension. I got pissed off, but it's no eating. Yeah, I forget to eat because that's my brand of ADHD.
Well, my children yell at me all the time for not eating.
I hate this. Oh, I can't. Oh, the texture of the glove on the
I
handle.
know. I know. Well, I need to just when you're talking about it, I need to get some protein because I will drink a protein shake. And if you want to lose weight, drink protein shakes. Because if you up your protein, if you double your protein, you will lose weight. Or you make sure you eat protein first before you eat anything else.
Yeah. Well, protein does keep you feeling fuller for longer. I
Yes.
like protein bars, but mostly because the whole forgetting to eat thing. But if I have something that is like, I have a box on my on our kitchen counter that's just like easy to grab snacks. and so I can, like, I'll forget my head if it's not attached. Like, if it wasn't attached, I would forget my head, and so I just have like my snack box, and so I put like protein bars in there and stuff like that. But
Well, I
so
have to be careful of the protein bars, because if they have a high sugar or high honey content, I have issues with that because I had gastric bypass years ago.
mhm,
And if I get too much sugar or too much fake sugar,
mhm.
blood will rush to my stomach. I will get nauseous. I will get sick.
Oh no.
And then I also get diarrhea.
Mm.
So I have to be careful with that. But there are certain protein bars I do drink. But the best protein drink shake that I drink is
God, my
the
mind is in the gutter. Shell, just give me a second.
okay. Probably is in the same gutter that I'm in.
You're like the best protein to drink. I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Not to you, but in my own brain, I'm like, stop it, stop it,
Well,
stop
you
it.
know, it's funny you say that because when I had gastric bypass, one of the girls asked about the protein in sperm. And the doctor said, well, that will give you extra protein, but not everybody likes the flavor. And we lost it. We lost it.
Oh my god.
But Premier Protein makes a cafe latte
Hmm.
that does not have an aftertaste, and I like that one.
Yeah.
But
GNC
yeah,
has one that's I don't like super sweet things really that much anyways.
right.
But so I don't know the sugar content of it, but GNC has one of their like lean protein shakes,
Uh
and it's
huh.
banana flavored, and I love banana flavor.
Well, see, I love banana flavored anything.
Oh, yes, everything. It's you either love it or you hate it.
Well, I used to buy anyway because WHEY because it was the only protein that right after I had the gastric bypass I could tolerate, and I used to get it at GNC. And I would take it and a banana and skim milk and make a protein shake. No
Isn't
sugar.
whey protein harder to digest than certain other proteins, just based on
Well,
like its structure?
actually no. Unless you have a milk intolerance.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is.
Because whey is a milk product. It's
Oh
the
yeah, like
protein
curds
in
and
milk.
whey. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, curds and whey. So, and when I make homemade yogurt, when I drain it, I make yogurt in an instant pot, okay? But I also drain it. And what I'm draining off is the whey. I can actually take, I'm sorry for making you sick. I'm sorry.
I was just laughing. I was just
But
laughing.
I can, yeah, I know. But no, I think the same thing because that's where my mind is all the time.
I honestly, the minute you said when you said homemade yogurt, I lost it. I didn't. I don't think I heard any words you said after that.
Okay, when we're not on live, we need to have a discussion because I can tell you some funny things. But anyway, the way you drain the whey off, that's how you make Greek yogurt, basically, is you drain the whey off and it becomes really thick and creamy. And don't lose it because you're losing it and I can see it in your face. But you can use that whey as a yogurt starter instead of using yogurt because that's what you need is that protein.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't do most dairy. Um,
Right.
I I like there's like I don't think I'm lactose intolerant, but there's certain types of uh it that just like certain things like milkshakes I can't do, milk I can't do, cheese is fine. Um
Same.
and but so I do like oat milk,
Mm-hmm.
and I do almond milk yogurt. Um
Right. And you can do that now when you
there's so
use
many options, which is it's really nice that
yeah.
there are so many options for people with just certain dietary restrictions or preferences on flavor or whether or not they get a
Well, I can eat cheese and yogurt and I can eat ice cream in limited amounts And now I drink my coffee black, but sometimes I do a treat with a blackberry latte, but I make them use skim milk
Mm-hmm.
because I cannot tolerate regular milk.
Mm-hmm.
But and eating yogurt that's processed, I can't do it. But
Mm-hmm.
my homemade yogurt I can do because you use ultra filtered, ultra pasteurized milk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Real dairy coffee creamer because I use the Natural Bliss vanilla coffee creamer. So it's real dairy, it's not fake dairy. But you only use 16 ounces of it in a gallon of yogurt. Okay. And you need that for the sugar content. And then 2 tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt. You mix it up, put it in a instant pot for 8 hours, and then drain it for another 8 hours, and you have the creamiest, thickest Greek yogurt you've ever had in your life. Don't laugh. I can see you.
I'm sorry. This part of this portion of the conversation is brought to you by ADHD and a filthy mind. Because I'm just
Yes,
like my brain's like, don't think about sperm. Don't think about sperm.
that's okay.
It's on repeat now. So
Well,
yeah.
you know my friend that I talk to all the time?
Um,
Maybe, maybe not.
um,
Um, some people call him my boyfriend because he's male, single, and I'm
oh yeah,
female,
yeah. I know you
single. Okay. I sent him a thing that said, I am the most kind, compassionate, dirty minded person you'll ever meet in your life. And he wrote back and says, isn't this the truth?
know. I can't use this handle. It's like it's slipping out of this little glove. Uh,
What kind of handle is it?
so this is I have it in my description. So it's um it's this ergonomic handle that I got. It's really amazing.
Uh huh.
So it's the base you can customize however you want. It's by a little mom and pop shop
Uh
in
huh.
Canada called JNS Designs. And then it comes with 5 different size 3D printed hook holders, and they go all the way down from a 0.5 millimeter to a 9 millimeter to help
Okay.
make your aluminum and steel hooks more ergonomic.
Okay.
But with the glove and with how smooth this is, my hand's just slipping off of it. So I went down to like a stitch a minute.
Mm hmm.
And Leather asked something. Okay, so
Yeah.
quick change in discussion, just quick 2.5 millimeter or 4 millimeter. Are you saying which one should you make next for your hook? Is that what you're saying, Leather? Leather is designing hooks right now, and they are very gorgeous.
Okay.
I assume that's what the conversation is, but give me a little context because context is not my forte. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go with slippy hand and hurdy wrist, but
Okay. Well, while she's doing that, I love my clovers because of their ergonomic.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I do have a set of Susan Bates that were my mother's. I can't use them because my hands hurt so bad with them. But that is something I would like because it's a little bit bigger.
Mhm.
Now, I'm good with this kind of hook because I have small hands. A
Mhm.
lot of people have the problem that a clover hook will hit them here and it causes pain there.
Mhm.
But I don't do that because my hands are so small.
Yeah,
But I can't, there's nothing wrong with furls. Furls are great, but I cannot use them because my hands are so small and the way that I crochet, the center of balance is off
yeah.
and I
So
can't use them.
I'll show you. So here's a furls by comparison.
Hi,
So
Nifty.
it's not perfectly round. It's kind of oval shape.
Yeah, furls is oval.
So I do use clovers, but clovers still do hurt my hands. They hurt my hands less than aluminum hooks
Right,
because they have ergonomics to
right.
them. But I do like furls for my hands, but these are larger.
Right, I see that.
And like quite a bit larger. And I have very tiny hands as well, but
Right.
this still works for me. Also, the way that I grip my hook, so I'll show you on my clover, I choke up on the hook head quite a bit. So I never
I'm right there, just
yeah,
like you, right at the metal.
yeah.
And
So
I'm
I have
on the metal.
left. It
Yeah, I'm
doesn't,
on the metal.
yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
So, but I really like this, and I was going to, so I have some lace weight yarn that I was going to make a parasol out of, and it required a size 4 hook, which I think might be, um, leather would know better than me. Um, but I'm a choker and have small hands.
Mm-hmm.
We're all chokers.
Yep.
um, but, uh, but, fuck, what was I saying? Fuck. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, and
But
I think
it,
that
getting
no,
used
go
to
ahead.
knee hook is, a little painful, or a little uncomfortable, depending on
Uh-huh.
where your pain is. Mine is all on my wrist and about the movement, but
Right.
this hook, it's this hook handle is so incredible. Oh yeah, I was gonna make a parasol, a lace parasol,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's like a 1.25 like steel hook.
Right.
Um, just way tinier than anything I deal with. Leather
Mhm.
basically makes things out of like just like strands of metal that are masquerading as crochet hooks. Like leather uh, makes very just like tiny micro crochet and stuff like that, which is super cool, but
Mhm.
definitely out of my wheelhouse.
Right.
But I needed something, and I was gonna get a custom hook off of Etsy, and I wanted something that was ergonomic to make this.
Right.
But then I was like, I don't know what, like, for me, it was like hard to find a handle that I was really confident in.
Right.
And then I found this one, and and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever use this hook again, and I don't want to spend $25 on a hook that I'll never use again.
Right.
This was, I think, if you get just black, you don't get any personalization at all. I think it
Mhm.
might be like in the realm of like 15 US dollars.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all, especially
Mm-mm.
given that you can use
Right.
all of these inexpensive, like if you use seasoned baits, if you use boy, if you use a hybrid, anything like that. Um, and so you can really customize it, because I like a hybrid hook, and all of the custom hooks you had to choose boy or Susan Bates, and I didn't want either. Although I
Mhm.
do lean more towards boy if I have a preference. Um,
Right.
and I was so happy with this, and it's just like I'm obsessed with this. I'm like, do I even need furls anymore? I don't know. So I still like my furls, but I I haven't really touched. They don't come in the 3.5. They don't come in
No, they don't.
4 now that they got rid of their candy shop hooks.
Well, and I find that
And
most
they're
people who
out of stock.
have absolutely no problem with furls are usually pencil holders. The only people I've ever heard have issues with furls are knife holders.
I'm a knife holder.
And I'm a knife holder too. And but what I'm saying is, most of the all the complaints I've ever heard are from knife holders. And for me, it's because that balance is not there.
Mm,
But if I guarantee you that if I was a pencil holder, it would be balanced right. And I have nothing against furls at all. I just can't use them. I think they're beautiful hooks and people should use them. I just can't.
yes, I am right-handed. Um, the furl hook shaft is way too long, but mine, the balance is closer to the front. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. See, I like the furls. For me, if like one thing I don't like is that the hook range, which makes sense for the resin hooks. I know that they're planning on coming out with something kind of similar where they have a base handle and they have interchangeable heads,
Right.
because the Odysseys are no longer being made because they were all handmade, and
Right.
they're not being made anymore. So they're coming out with something, but until we do that,
Yeah,
Uh,
it's funny, Stephanie, and sometimes I think it's just what circles you're in, and because honestly, I
circles your
don't know that
end.
many pencil holders.
You say circles your
Circles, as far as she's only heard pencil holders not like pearls. And
oh
she's a knife holder, where I've heard a lot of knife holders that don't like. So it just depends on what circles, crochet circles you're in,
oh
what they say. And I tell people all the time, it's not that I dislike pearls. I think everybody should try them. They just don't work for me.
I
Um,
I I heard circles your end, and I was thinking of something circling your butthole.
oh, okay. No, no,
So
no. No,
that's why I
no,
was like,
no.
wait, what? Okay, we're getting there. Okay.
Yeah. And think somebody like Bag O' Day who loves hero hooks.
Mhm.
You know, they would kill my hands.
Yeah,
But
I
that's what she learned on, and I agree with her.
yep.
I
That's
know people
why
who like tulip hooks.
that's why it's nice to have options so that
Absolutely.
everyone can find something that they like and you know get comfortable and adapt to their anatomy and their style and all of those things. It's just nice to have options, and that's
Mm-hmm.
really the important thing. So color choice, I have orange and blue and purple and green and yellow and white. I mean, those are all good colors. I
Mm-hmm.
do think that yellow tends to sell the least.
I
Um,
would agree with that.
just in other hooks that I've seen. Also, orange might not sell as well.
Your greens, blues, and purples are going to sell much more than your orange, whites, and yellows, and I agree with that too.
Whatever circles your end.
There is a learning curve with using the furls, and I agree with that.
Hmm? I think a spin wrist more. Yeah, I don't know. I actually moved. I guess because I moved from a boy, it like kind of like a boy style tapered hook
Right.
to clovers, and I
Right.
learned about clovers from Kelly's Crochet Adventures. It sped up my crocheting so much.
Yeah.
And then I heard about furls, gave some of those a try. I liked them, and once I got used to the handhold of the furls, having that kind of bigger shape to hold your hand around, for me, uh, made it less movement in my wrist. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's where you have your pain. If you do have pain in your hand, fingers, or wrist. Um, because for me, if I need to move my wrist as little as possible,
Mm-hmm.
so generally the bigger the hook, the easier it is for me because I have to move my wrist less. But if it's like a hand thing, then it might be different for you.
Well,
Uh,
and when I crochet, I don't move my wrist so much as I move my entire arm. So I don't have
Always glitter.
an issue.
Always glitter.
You know,
Sorry, I got
yeah,
distracted.
always glitter.
Yeah.
Always glitter.
Yeah.
But I move my whole hand, not just my wrist. Now, when I flip the yarn, like when I'm going, do the around the thing, that's a wrist movement.
Mhm.
But it doesn't bother my left wrist at all. But my right wrist is almost always, I'm not moving the wrist.
Mhm.
But I think that's because I broke my wrist and I
Uh,
learned to crochet without moving the wrist because the wrist was in a cast.
oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people who do have hand pain do like furls. Yeah, people, it's just about what's more ergonomic, and also the function. The truth of the matter is, furls are very expensive.
And
Um,
I can,
and
for the price of furls, I can get an entire set of clovers
I
on
mean,
sale.
yeah, okay.
No,
Yeah,
on sale.
I'll
I
take that.
only paid $35 for my entire set of clovers.
Um, but uh, but yeah, furls are nice. They do have a a different shaped head. You know, they are technically a hybrid, but they do lean more towards an inline.
Right.
Because the end is a little bit pointier, and then it does have that a higher divot up underneath the head than something like a I don't throw the yarn. I don't throw yarn either. When I knit, I throw the yarn.
Well, this is what I do. See that?
Yeah,
Real quick.
I just go like this, back and forth. I just wiggle my
Uh-huh.
finger like I'm
Mhm.
scolding a child.
Yeah. But see, I barely hold my yarn too. Although the one Sandy is making crochet or making hats, she just doesn't hold it at all. But that's it. It is wrapped around one finger,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Same
Because
here.
that's how I learned.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I don't know. I don't think
Yeah,
I
I flick it.
really learned how to do my tension. I just figured out um what worked for me. But I know people who like they're like in out and like holding it like this, and I'm like, how does your yarn move? But it
Right.
works for them, and that's great. So that's all that matters.
Well, said Tony TL Yarn Crafts wraps it around her finger 3 times, and I'm like, how's it ever gonna pull?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Stephanie says that they're an inline person, can use hybrid like Clover, but can't even grab the yarn with the tapered hook. Yeah, once you get used to that inline, going to a tapered hook, you're like, it's basically like you're just using like it just, there's like no grab to it. But then, like, I had to start moving more towards the tapered side because I deal with more cotton now. And so if I do something like a furls that leans more inline, with a lot of my cotton, it'll just split right away, and it slows me down so much, and I slip
Mm-hmm.
my cotton, it looks like shit. So that's one of the reasons why I've been using hooks that lean more tapered. But lots of stuff. She has them wrapped around, and then it gets tight, then unwraps. Yeah. Yep. Everybody's got their different method, and that's
Yeah. And with this one hand, that's exactly how Bag O' Day holds it. And that is how Fiber Spider holds it. And now they might have it wrapped around their pinky too, because I can't always see that when they're doing it. But I don't wrap it around my pinky, which is what my mother did. She wrapped it around her pinky. I can't do that. There's 2. I'm rounding a corner, so I got to pay attention.
I'll allow it. No right or wrong way, just whatever works for you. I think my tight tension also made it impossible to get back in stitches with taper. Oh yeah, yeah. If you, hey Brandon, welcome in. Yeah, it dealing. We all. I think whenever anyone starts crocheting, I think tight tension is probably the number one problem, um, at least that I've seen, or just uneven tension
Mm-hmm.
generally. But tight, definitely like leaning more towards the tight end. But some people just do have a tighter tension, and just knowing yourself and knowing how to accommodate whatever you're doing, um, adjusting your hold or whatever the fuck, like.
Mm-hmm. And I have a tight tension. That's why when I make my starting chain,
Mhm.
I do it in a size bigger hook
That's
so
interesting.
that I can get into the holes
Hmm.
because I do have a tight tension.
Yeah, I think I have a pretty average tension, but
Yep. Hi, Brandon. And yes, nobody knows me, but Ian knows me. I
yeah,
work second shift now, so I'm rarely get to go to lives anymore. You working on sleeve or what?
yeah, I'm working on a sleeve. I've been working on a sleeve this whole time, 2 hours
Uh-huh.
to do 8 rows. So slow.
Oh, I understand that, Brandon.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I know it. Oh shit, it's 2 in the morning. Okay, well, yeah, we've been here for almost 3 hours. Yeah,
We
we
have.
might. we might should call it a night. Oopsies. Yeah,
Yeah,
we just got to talking. We had a grand old time. We talked
we
about a
did. I
little bit of everything.
enjoyed it. I'm sure
Um,
everybody else did.
yeah. But well, yeah. I think that yeah, calling it a night would actually be a good idea for everyone. Crocheting 10 years. Oh, wow, very nice. Or even though so tight or not, at least they are uniform. Exactly. Furls did help that though, but slow me down. Exactly. Yeah, furls will
Yeah,
slow you down compared to a lot of hooks.
and
But
clovers will speed you up.
yeah, yeah. But then it's like all about also about like how long can you crochet. You might be able to crochet for more hours if you use the furls than clover.
Right.
Whatever works for you. Who cares? Just do it. Do it. Makes you happy. Just be happy. That's all I want for you. But thank you, Shell, for popping up.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
And yeah, I'll let everyone go at just a casual 2:03 in the morning. And you know, happy Tuesday slash Wednesday. But thank you for hanging out, everyone. Thank you for Shell for coming up, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good one.
Goodbye.